What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller, and guess what? This episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. Go to blueapron.com/Greggy. You can get your first 3 meals free, a $30 value. The threes confuse me. Now, you might say, Greg, you never use paperwork for these Blue Apron ads, and I'd say you're correct. It's because I love Blue Apron. I'm opening up my personal Blue Apron ad to tell you something. Here's what it is. The other night, I recorded one of these ads, and then I went home, and I had, what did I have, Kevin? You remember this? What did I order?
The miso?
It was the shiitake and black garlic ramen. This ramen was out of the fucking world. I'm not sure if I can curse in ads. Cool Greg, bleep it to be sure. It was great. And then today I had the chili butter steaks. Also amazing. Blue Apron is amazing. They send you the pre-portioned ingredients. They come to you. You open them up. You go step by step through the instructions. You make the meal. You feel like you did something with your life for the day. It's amazing. Now here's where I need the papers though. Blue Apron is teaming with Whole30 to bring you delicious recipes. Our menu will feature 2 Whole30 approved recipes each week, like Mexican spiced barramundi with avocado, toragashi chicken lettuce cups with avocado, and kale and sweet potato salad. Kickstart your new year with Blue Apron and Whole30. I don't know what a barramundi is, but I'm looking forward to eating it because, again, I really use Blue Apron. This is really my app. I order the wine too. Different story, different ad. For now, go to blueapron.com/Greggy. Get your first 3 meals free. Yeah. Check out this menu. $30 off. First order, free shipping. Blueapron.com/Greggy. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Or as I like to say, barramundi. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Boom gang.
Boom gang. Boom gang. I don't like that guy.
I don't like him either.
I don't like that Cool Greg idolizes him so much.
Cool Greg loves him.
I don't like that his whole thing, is Cool Greg loves him, so he thinks he's a role model, and this guy's just going in and fucking people's lives.
I don't know if role model is the right word.
Maybe that should be my topic.
Yeah, I don't think role model is the right word.
Yo, Cool Greg!
Cool
Over
Greg
here, this
looks
is the
up
pure
to
one
this
at
guy.
Tim
Cool
Gettys.
Greg's editing.
Drinking this. Okay, fine then. I'm just gonna.
All I'm saying is he has headphones on, so
I'm just gonna stick with my point.
You gotta yell louder.
No, I'm just gonna stick with my point that he is.
Yell louder.
I'm just gonna stick with my point that Cool Greg's role model is Boom Gang.
Mm-hmm, okay.
Because he's got a video game.
He does.
And he makes funny videos and stuff.
They are really
Cool Greg.
funny.
I mean, once you've seen him,
like a bad
I saw. The problem is, it's literally like the fucking end of Batman Begins, where he talks about we get.
Where are you going? Boom gang.
Stop.
Christopher Nolan.
I want to see where this fucking winding road is going to take us.
It's the escalation. Where we get, bullettous vests, they get armor-piercing rounds.
Okay.
You come around, now there's this
start
guy,
wearing a mask, they
the
start
Joker,
being
yeah.
Joker. Got
And
it.
it's the thing of, I saw on Reddit yesterday, I believe it was, a guy who went into fucking JCPenney's and tried on a suit, and then filmed himself walking out and said, hey, have a nice day, man, or whatever, and then went, and ran out, and this is what it is now, and now I got a bunch of boot gang people out there.
Boot gang people have been there since day one, man.
Boot gang, the original Boom gang was the Jackass.
If you're not familiar with the boot gang people, they are the one. You know what, Cool Greg, come explain boot gang to everybody. You got to get on the microphone here and explain boot gang.
Bro, boot gang's the shit, man. It's all about being yourself, being happy, all right, making people around you happy.
How is that what you're getting?
Don't they walk into a Red Lobster and
guy.
steal? Yeah, they steal. One guy walks in and steals a lobster and runs out. He runs out not paying a tab.
Yeah, but it's for a good time, man. I'm having fun on Instagram watching the shit.
But the
Robin
person
Hood of the people.
he
Robin Hood
steals
of the
from is
people.
not having a good time. Or the person that he's fucking with is not having a good time.
Didn't
That's
he jump
where
through
I have
some
a problem here.
a street merchant's table and shit?
You guys are all right. You guys are looking at it from the wrong perspective, all right?
We're
It's
looking
it's
at it
graffiti,
from the
all right?
perspective of the
What
victim.
we're doing matters more than the fucking bullshit you guys are focused on. All right?
Those are true words.
All right, no. I mean, Boom
Those
Gang's
are
got a
true
video
words.
game. I like you.
Okay.
You can help me on this one,
Yes.
Tim Gettys, for audio listeners at home. Is that I feel like, you know how you watch YouTube videos? It's just a prank. It's just a prank. Most of those are fake.
Yeah.
I hope Boom Gang is fake. Fake.
That's the problem. Boot gang's not fake.
Yeah, no, it's real.
I see that. And this is what I can't get. Remember, I think it was either an Extra Life stream, one of those streams where we had to prank call people, and I just get super uncomfortable with it.
Well, that's different because we're Grimecraft, whatever.
There's a thing.
I
Pranks.
just don't like pranks.
But you need to just commit to understanding what they are and don't do
They're
mean
negative.
things. Don't be mean.
They're mean.
But they don't need to be. It's only when you make them mean. You get in your head.
Remember
Nick
that-
ruins fun.
remember
Fun
that-
sucker, Nick.
Remember that one time we were at Outback Steakhouse and you drove up and I said, I'm not going to do this, but I thought about doing this. Like if we were to throw a cinder block through your windshield, but film you, and you get all mad, but then we had another car right there. That we're giving you a brand new car.
Right.
Does that qualify as mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you guys would have forgotten to get the car. You'd have been like, we just threw it through your window. There was supposed to be a car here, but we haven't sent out those Christmas cards yet, so we'll get around to getting that car later.
Wait, yeah, Kevin, hold on, I'm sorry. From the press pool, Kevin Coelho, kind of funny.
Now, to be clear, if we were to do that prank and we did have the car, would like, and it was a nice car, you'd be like, that's a much better improvement.
DeLorean, brand new, mint condition.
You still put me through a shock, though.
Yeah, I know. But I'm
And
saying,
you
like,
carved off 2 to 3 days of my life with that.
but did you actually think that? So you wouldn't want the new car?
You smoked for like 40 years. Like, yeah, come on.
I quit like 2
Nick
years
wants
ago,
to
though.
die in his 2004 Honda Accord.
Uncle
I
Scott's
want to
car.
die at 105 years old.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once you get to 100, you're allowed to say anything or do anything you
I
want.
need the clearance, guys.
This
to
is
see
my
if we
thing.
could someday do this.
I don't think we
This
can
is
do
my
it.
thing.
I think this is a no. This is a no.
I
go on
want
this one.
your car isn't. You bitch about your car all the time.
Amazing
It's one of my
shape.
favorite cars.
It's a really nice car.
It's
Except
so
for your
clean.
passenger seat. I don't know if you noticed. I put my
Headrest.
hood up today.
Yeah.
Because that sticky.
I
Whatever,
don't know
whatever
what.
you did there.
People ride in the seat and it gets the hair gel on the seat.
I don't
You're
like that.
nasty.
You
I gotta get it
nasty
off.
people. Yeah.
Who's
I gotta get
riding
it
in
off.
the seat.
Stop.
I gotta
Don't
get
make
it
a
off.
joke about me.
No, it's
I
not
don't
you at
think
all.
it's-
I don't think it's
Not
you.
at all. You don't got the sticky hair. I
Yeah.
got sticky hair. I know.
Thank you
that
for
I-
reminding me of that. I gotta clean
could.
that today.
Real funny, real quick for you too. In the
Yeah.
car, since we're in separate cars, you missed this. That Kevin Kevin tried to claim that he had never heard of a Tim Tam before when he named you Tim Tam.
That's 100% true. I've
To
been
which
calling
I
him Tim
said
Tam for
maybe he's
years.
just a reincarnated fat Australian person. And that one went
And
over real well. That got a good
everyone
laugh.
in the
That got a
car
really
just
good
thought
laugh.
that was the funniest
He's
thing.
definitely called me Tim Tam since before he knew about Tim Tam.
I know,
Okay.
but I think he's just reincarnated. Because he was trying to come up with a name. We got Nick Knack.
I got Nick Knack, Tim
and
Tam,
Tim Tam.
Greg Graham.
Greg Graham doesn't. No, he's. I'm like that's
makes
not.
me almost wanna
I'm like
vomit
that's not a
just
real
thinking
thing.
about
And then
it.
we got this whole thing. He's like, well, it's a
what's
knick knack, and it's
what's
a,
yeah, like
a
Tim
knick knack.
Tam-
You know what a knick knack
A knick-knack's
is.
like a small little thing.
I know what a
Right.
Nick
Give a
Knack
dog a
is,
bone.
but
Right.
what is a Tim Tam? And don't say the Australian thing.
It's an
'cause I didn't
Australian
know-
candy.
That's-
You
I
should know
didn't-
that from when you used to be.
Are you sure?
Australian, man.
Greg Graham.
I was
Let's
going to
just
say.
move on.
Here's the thing, though. I understand that you didn't know about a Tim Tam at
I've
the
never
time.
heard the term Tim Tam before.
But are you
I made
sure?
it up.
You strike me as a man who knows everything. You're a little boy. You're in the Nestle aisle.
was-
You're seeing the crunches. You're seeing all this
Do
other
they
stuff.
have
You're looking
Tim
for your
Tams
mom
here?
because she
You
left you
start
there.
looking on the internet
No.
to find out more about it. You're looking at Encyclopedia Britannica.
This Kevin didn't always exist, and
Yeah.
that's a little known fact.
Okay,
Despite the fact I've talked about it a lot.
sure.
But there came a moment, I want to say he was 15 years old.
16 is usually what
when
people say.
this became this. Before then, he was a totally different person. He was not the smart little kid. He was he was one of them dumb kids.
One of them dumb kids.
I would argue
Really
I was
nice.
smarter than Kevin
Really
at
nice
that point.
at the time. Remember? Real nice.
He was very nice.
Very nice.
And then
People
this.
would randomly stop me and be like, "Excuse me, you're very nice," and I'd be like,
They
"Oh, thank you
randomly
so-"
say you're very nice. What do they see in you? Like, what were you doing?
I don't know, man.
Just a halo kind of glow. thing?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing it was.
Okay.
His
And then
cousin
that
used
kid
to be
died.
able to dislocate his whole entire arm.
Nice.
So in Walgreens, he would dislocate his arm just to scare people.
Yeah. Okay.
And I say, it, and I bring you back to this original point. That's just it's just sad and negative to do to people.
Well, and I think it just comes with age.
But
You
I
know,
don't, maybe
cool, Greg.
I've never been the kind of person that like delighted in other people's suffering. It's just never been my thing.
But it's not even the suffering as much as the reaction and the positivity around you and your friends that
Don't you
you're
have, like,
enjoying
childhood
it.
pranks
Right,
that
but
you
you're
play
still
with?
putting
I'm
someone
not
else
justifying it. I'm saying you age
for
out
a
of it.
world of
Let me walk it
negativity.
back for a second. Do you remember a movie where Johnny Depp played a person named Dean Corso?
No.
Fuck that! I don't remember the name of the movie. IMDb I forgot. I have a computer phone too. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put.
Well,
it
we
in.
have Kevin too. Kevin, can you look up
Google Johnny
Dean
Depp,
Corso?
Dean Corso.
One
What was the
person,
what was
one
the movie?
person
What was it
talking.
about?
That's
Why
the
are
problem.
you guys
Oh, devil's
both
ad.
talking?
He was dealing with the devil and Satan and shit. Johnny Depp, Dean Corso. All right.
Dean
That's the character name, Dean Corso.
Corso. Can you
Yeah.
spell Corso for me?
This doesn't ring a bell.
Corso. The Ninth Gate. Thank you, better
dude,
Kevin.
that's a great movie.
Terrible movie, but.
I love that movie.
Dean Corso in it has this book or whatever. And so then me and my friends were obsessed, watched this movie, and then we had a video camera, and then we wanted to go TB Poe's house, but it wasn't late enough. And so then we just drove around making our own version of the Ninth Gate. And one of it was that we walked into like a 7-Eleven with the book, or not without the book, I apologize, because he was looking for the book. And we were filming inside a 7-Eleven. This lady didn't, actually a White Hen Pantry, I think, if I'm being clear. And she
Sound
didn't-
like a 7-Eleven?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, because it sounds really weird.
it's a Chicago thing. They
White-headed
got-
pantry?
White Hen Pantry. They got bought out. They're gone. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But eventually he goes up there and asks her if she has the book or whatever. Like, I'm looking for this book. She's like, and she's not English, not fluent.
Sure.
And she's like, I don't.
Adds an extra dimension to
and
this
then she notices where there are a
that.
bunch of giggling idiots with a camera, and she gets mad and throws us out of the store, right?
Right.
And then we drive around and do something else, and then we came
Sure.
back, and like she was cleaning up, and we like put the book on the window, like we found the book. Like we were being mean, but we're being annoying, of course, because we're kids, and we thought this was the funniest thing in the world. And I think
Right.
now I look back, I'm like, why didn't we learn to play the guitar? Like there was better things to do
There
with our
were
time.
more. I'm just saying, there's more constructive, positive things to do with your time, and and this is the thing about the Boon Gang guy. This is what concerns me about Cool Greg's soul is that negativity breeds negativity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's already like looking at this thing like it's a positive thing, but this guy is legitimately breaking the law, which. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like there's more positive ways to get
See,
across
that's the
message
thing,
out there.
and that's my thing about why I hope it's fake. Because
I hope it's
no
fake.
way
If
it's
it's fake, it's
is-
genius.
Where
not
is
fake.
the Boon Gang task force? Why are they not swatting and getting this guy?
He got arrested.
He got arrested. He got
Recently.
bailed out, and then he
Immediately went on.
immediately made a video says, "You'll never get me, coppers."
That I can appreciate. I appreciate that part.
Yeah.
So that happened. Favorite prank
it's-
that I had no part of. I wish
Yeah.
I did because this is fucking brilliant. Somebody online, there's a YouTube video that exists of this, took Toy Story 3. And you know the scene where they all are in the
Going to the fire.
incinerator thing,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
about to go down to the fire. They edited the movie so that right after that, the last scene you see is Woody grabbing their hands and closing his eyes. Then it cuts to black and then cuts to the credits. And they showed their mom that as Toy Story 3. So she thought Toy Story 3 just ended with
them all dying.
them all
That's
burning.
that's
Dying.
horrible.
Because it's them going down, cuts to black credits, and then it's the "You've got a friend in me."
Oh my god. Wow. And then you realize the guy singing that song the entire time was the one that ate them afterward or whatever it was.
What?
Like they go into the incinerator and then they get repurposed to something and the guy ate him. You've got a friend in me. Never mind. Let's keep moving on.
I thought we were talking about Randy Newman eating plastic.
Yeah,
I was like,
he
wait,
plastic.
what?
He might realize it. No, but this is the thing. Like I see all these guys like YouTube. And granted, I don't know a lot of them. I'm not. This is all cursory.
But
So
you see
please,
these prank
correct me if I'm
people.
wrong.
You see Boon Gang. You see
careful
I
with what you're
Justine.
saying.
Right, you see, well, not I Justine, but you asshole. But no, you see a lot of these guys on YouTube being like mean to each other or like just cultivating that environment. And I'm like, oh man, I just don't get why people would want to like be in that world or like.
Cool Greg was
wanna-
at my house setting up for Cooking with Greggy, and we were watching some live stream on Twitch of somebody else he follows that was driving a bus around LA, making people doing stupid, crazy stuff, getting shot with paintball guns, point blank range, and walking around Skid Row and stuff.
bum fights.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't
bum
that,
fights.
but I understand what you're
It's
talking
modern day
about.
bum fights.
Yeah, those were horrible. Horrible.
All of this is horrible. Period. We get to sit around here talking at a table. We're doing it right. Making quality internet content.
We are making quality internet
without
content.
fucking
here.
with people.
Do you feel we are in the battle for
We fuck
Cool
with
Greg's
Kevin
soul?
sometimes. Yes, I do.
Like he's got the devil
does
on
that
his
mean?
shoulder, and then
I
he's got
feel
all
like
of us.
I'm.
No.
Like, well, he just came in and said Boon Gang's his fucking role
He said
model.
a whole bunch of shit and no one listens to all those things. They just
I
let
feel like
those
I'm
slide.
Willem Dafoe and you're Tom Berenger, and we're fighting for Charlie Sheen's soul in Platoon.
Wow, that's a dated reference.
It really
I'm sorry.
is.
It's gonna help you too much
It
on
really
that one.
is. But in this one, just know that Tom Berenger was the bad guy.
Really?
Yeah, he was bad.
Because you know where Tom Berenger went to school, don't you?
Wait, Mizzou? M-I-Z-Z-O-U?
Z-O-U.
M-O-U-S-E?
No, don't do that. Don't
You
don't
pissed
give
about
it.
that? You hate that,
make it
right?
relevant
Don't
to
like
People do that
everyone.
all the time, right? See, look, I'm delighting in your anguish. Isn't that bad? No, it's like, what was the YouTubers that were going back and forth, yelling at each other for...
bad people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to go into that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, we
killing.
want
It's
to.
kind of like Voldemort.
We promote positivity and being good to each other, right? And that's why you learn from my mistakes. Don't go watch The Ninth Gate and then reenact it at a White Hen. Also,
What movie- let's
don't
promote someone. Let's be smart about this. If we don't want people doing negative things, what's something positive we want people to do? What's a movie scene we want everyone out there to go reenact in their lives?
remember when Spider-Man stops that plane. Like, that was pretty cool. We could all do that
He
kind of
stopped the
shit.
plane.
You know what I mean? Well,
train?
actually, the plane crashes all the same. But I mean, like he
You and Tony Stark like packs all of his important shit
Yeah,
into
in
one
one
plane,
plane, it flies
and then
all over.
nobody's
Oh,
protecting
I
it.
thought talking about Spider-Man
He has a
2.
sea of Iron Man suits.
Stops the train.
That was a great scene. Remember?
Don't try that.
No, don't do that.
Do not try to stop a train.
Don't jump in front of trains.
No.
Okay, a good
Don't do
movie
it.
scene to reenact. That's a positive.
What's like a
thing.
positive thing?
Well, what's the whole movie? Pay It Forward with Haley Joel Osment, except for the whole ending when they die. But I mean, like,
Don't do that. Yeah.
if you do it up until that point, pretty great.
Spider-Man 3. Dance down the street.
No, don't do Spider-Man 3. Don't reenact Spider-Man 3. Don't do that. Yeah, we're hanging out.
Pranks and happy pranks.
Yeah, happy pranks.
From bad pranks.
I mean,
to
I
good
feel like
pranks.
that's a good way to do it, right? Is
I mean,
there?
it's potpourri is what I think it is.
It is.
We can
It's
do whatever we
potpourri.
want for 20,
Name it
30 minutes.
potpourri if you can spell. We'll see how Kevin spells
Rambling, that's
potpourri.
fine. Kind of
I
funny
think
rambling.
we've been talking about pranks the entire time.
Yeah, we've been talking about Boom
Well, didn't
Gang.
we do pranks
Just use
recently?
Boom Gang
No.
as the thumb. Use him as a thumb. He's wandering away.
Oh, so it's an animated GIF thumb.
Well, he could be in action, just blurred, because you're running.
Sure, he's running so
Fast
fast.
runner.
Yeah,
he's a very fast
exactly.
runner.
Yeah.
No, but I mean that's the thing. Like I would be all for pranks if there was a positive thing. Like, hey, like doesn't it feel much better if you're like, hey, you're having a bad time, and then boom, I give you a present and it fixes that bad time.
That's not a prank though.
But
you don't know what it said.
If he caused the bad time, let me lay
That's more of a surprise.
this one on you.
Lay it all over me.
situation.
This was making the rounds yesterday on the Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Jonah Hill standing out on the streets, I believe in New York, but it doesn't matter. Just standing on the
Mm-hmm.
street, waiting for something or whatever. Crazy fan runs up with the camera screaming at him, blah, 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 blah. Fan turns out to be Leonardo DiCaprio, who immediately puts on the phone, gives him a hug, and Jonah Hill's doing like this whole thing. Like, oh my God, he got me so good.
Yeah, but with Jonah Hill's condition, I wouldn't want to surprise him.
What do you mean his condition?
Well, what condition was he in? Was he big
You
Jonah
mean-
Hill or
you mean-
small
oh,
Jonah Hill?
Here we go. You know what I mean?
No. I think he's big now.
No, he's medium Jonah Hill, I think.
I was just saying, can't run up on you.
Where the fuck was Jonah Hill in Disaster
Scare him.
Artist?
I don't know.
Conspicuously missing, I'd say.
Is he? I guess he is a part of that whole gang, right?
Boom Gang.
Boom gang.
Can we just say that for everything?
I think,
let me know,
it
right?
goes everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GameOverGreggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode early, along with helping us keep the lights on. If you got no bucks to toss our way, though, no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we put the entire show up, topic by topic, day by day, until it goes up as one big video and MP3. Yes, notably, only 3 of us on the show today.
Yeah, why, Greg?
Because I don't know if you know this, guys. Kind of funny best friends. I spy on you all the time, mainly in the shower. What's up, Trevor Starkey? But also on all the forums and stuff. And I'd seen the not undercurrent, but a lot of people had been saying, man, there's been too many guests as of late and blah, 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 blah. I'd really like to just see it be the 3 guys.
Yeah, why don't they just do 3? They don't always need to have 4. It's like,
Yeah.
you're right.
You know, it's
are
something
right.
interesting I hadn't thought of. Like when the show had been 4 forever, even when like one of us wasn't here, we'd have the 4th person in. And so then when Colin left, it was just, let's have a rotating 4th guest at all times. And I think for the most part, for me, where if you're coming to the table, you're cool and we know who you are and you're going to fit in and do a topic. But I understand that, yeah, lately topic or shows had been a little bit of like, who are you? Let's expand on that for 4 topics and not have headlines and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So we heard you. But the problem was we had already booked out a lot of guests and filmed a lot of episodes by then. So, hey, we're going to close it out this way for this year. Figure out how it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're 2 more this year.
We got 2
Now,
more
these
to
are
go.
all out of sync, obviously. I mean, in terms of like history. I think as of recording this one, we still haven't recorded Game Over Greggy Show 200 with Max Landis. So it's really, time warp on how this is all.
You just broke my brain. I can't tell if you're screwing around or not. Didn't
Tim,
this go on?
Yes.
What's your topic?
My topic is topical for the first time in a while.
Topical is when
on
we recorded the show.
Yeah.
Who knows if it's topical by the time you see it.
It'll still be topical by then. Like even
It'll be topical,
whether or not the news happens, it's still a fun thing to discuss. And that news being, Disney is in talks to buy Fox Studios, all that
21st
stuff,
Century Fox,
movies, a whole bunch of things. I don't want to get too lost in the weeds with all that. What I want to talk about is let's pretend this happens. Let us know in the comments what actually happens when it does. But if it happens, how should they introduce the X-Men into the MCU? And we can also talk about Fantastic Four and whoever the fuck else we want to, if it so tickles your fancy.
Sure.
But I'm really concerned mostly about the X-Men and how we get them in. Now, there's a couple things I want to
Lay down these couple things. Kevin, open the window.
present to you, gentlemen, before we get into this. Some facts, as you will.
Who are the X-Men?
There's a lot of them. Kevin Feige.
Yeah, we know him.
The guy that manages the entire MCU that's been going on. What?
Friend of the show.
He did an interview with Vanity Fair last week
Okay.
saying Marvel will be 22 movies in, and we've got another 20 movies on the docket that are completely different from anything that's come before, intentionally. Avengers 4 will be Marvel Studios' 22nd film and the end to the MCU's Phase 3. The previously announced Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Spider-Man Homecoming sequel would account for 2 of the 20 post-Phase 3 projects, and additional sequels for Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and the upcoming Captain Marvel. You can probably assume those are going to happen. So that leaves about 15 movies open. Bearing any surprise 4th film for Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, or Guardians of the Galaxy, or a 5th Avengers film. So the dates that we know coming up for Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I feel like I need the whiteboard.
Yeah, I was like, you lost me. I started thinking about trees.
Do we need a whiteboard?
No, we're okay.
I don't think so.
I think we're okay.
15
we're
movies. Okay,
I'm
we'll
with
stick
you
to it.
remember the first 15, I'll remember the next 15.
Got it.
Well, these are the only things confirmed is what I'm saying now.
Right.
Morph.
Black Panther, February 16th next year.
Okay, yeah.
Got it. Love it. It's going to be great.
Avengers Infinity War, May 4th,
Hell yeah.
2018.
Can't wait.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, July 6th, 2018.
Great. I'll
Also
forget about
next
that
year.
until the month before it comes out.
Which is right after Avengers. That's pretty nuts. Then there's a pretty big gap until Captain Marvel, which is March 8th, 2019.
That's Brie Larson, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Untitled Avengers film.
Because we think that's
Previously
the spoiler
titled,
headline.
previously titled Infinity War Part 2.
Right.
They got rid of that idea though for some reason. That's coming out May 3rd, 2019. So 1 year after Avengers 3.
Sure.
That sounds real fast.
And that's the end
That
of the
means that it is already being filmed.
It
It is
has
already
to. Yeah, there's no way it's not.
Yeah.
Weren't they? Yeah, they were trying to film some of it when they were filming Avengers
Well, I
3.
think originally they were trying to film them together because it was part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But now some.
I still think it's part 1 and 2. I
I
just
do
feel
too.
like they're whatever title they had for it was something that was just
Avengers
so
4, holy shit, Tony Stark's
spoilerific.
dead.
Yeah, or something like that. You know, or whatever the last Infinity Gauntlet Stone is, or what, I don't know. But I'm sure it's spoilers.
Untitled Spider-Man Homecoming sequel, July 5th, 2019.
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 2020. No date specific. And there are 3 dates for 2020 movies that Marvel holds on. May 1st, July 10th, and November 6th. So Guardians will be one of those. So that's what we know.
What's a hold? They hey, we're
Those
putting
dates,
a day.
there will be a Marvel movie coming out.
Okay.
A Disney MCU movie.
Timeline wise, they get 21st Century Fox. They are going to
20th century.
20th. Sorry, why do I keep saying 21st? I feel like 21st is there. It doesn't matter. They get those. They get the X-Men property. There's an X-Men. Some X-Men movies coming out in 2019. 100%. There's no fucking way. There's no way they're waiting until after 2020 to do anything with the X-Men.
Yeah, I think if you get 20th Century Fox and you get X-Men, and is that where Fantastic Four is and all that shit too? Okay, just making sure I understood.
Fox, yes.
Okay, I mean, you get that. That's going to blow up everything.
This gives them everything, with the exception of Spider-Man and a couple of like his friends,
Yeah.
like the Black Cat and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, Silver
But
Sable
even
and
they
Black
have
Cat.
licensing deals, so they're covered there. That we're pretty good. And then Universal has rights to the Hulk standalone movies. But who the
Nobody
fuck
cares.
cares?
Yeah. He's a co-star of Thor. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
And also, we've proven twice now that it's very difficult for the Hulk to be the main character in a story.
But it's done this. It's also done the thing now where we actually care about. I mean, we love Mark Ruffalo, right?
We do, but what's the,
Don't get me wrong.
what's it
I'm
gonna
with you.
be?
I'm not interested in seeing him trying to reconnect with Betty or whatever.
Yeah.
Him and Scarlett Johansson's
Like
fucking
Liv
love
Tyler's
child.
back, like,
Liv
what's up?
Tyler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no,
that's
I'm fine with it. Yeah, but I think getting this would change everything and blow it up in a good way. I mean, not because that's what they're struggling with. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, casual Marvel fan observer from the outside, is that they've built up all these guys, Captain America, Iron Man, your core Avengers, and now are at the point that their contracts are done. These next 2 Avenger films are going to kill and change the universe in a multitude of different ways. But mainly what it sounds like everybody keeps saying is it's setting up the fact that, all right, now it's Captain Marvel. Now it is Doctor Strange. And now it is like we have new faces. We have new Avengers. I think new Avengers, or young Avengers, something like that would be one of the movies in there as well. They have a new super team that's doing stuff.
So what's interesting there is that is one way to look at it, but another way to look at it is that everything you just said, by the time Avengers 4 happens, those will all be old too. Because we're getting Avengers Infinity War, and then there's still a couple movies ahead of that. So we will have seen Doctor Strange in multiple movies by that point.
I thought you said there was a Doctor Strange 2 already.
No.
scheduled, I
Those
think.
movies. So that's not confirmed. That's
Assumed.
like, yeah.
My
He's saying
apologies,
there's
my
another 20
apologies.
movies. You can assume there'll be Doctor Strange 2.
I would
and Captain
assume there'll be
Marvel 2,
more Black Panther
2.
for sure. I mean, he'll be established, but that's what they want, right? But I still feel like I remember the end of Civil War, where it was like, well, wait, was it a Civil War or was it Winter Soldier? When the new Avengers were there, so it must have
Civil
been.
War.
Was it? Because I thought Captain America came out and went Avengers, and then it cut. I'm thinking of Winter Soldier, right?
No,
Wait,
Civil
what are you
War.
thinking of?
Spider-Man was in Civil War.
Avengers 2 is when it ends. Avengers 2 is when it ends, and whatever.
Well, wasn't Spider-Man in that?
No.
Not Avengers 2, no. That's Age of
That's
Ultron.
You're thinking of Civil War and being correct. I'm specifically talking about when Iron Man put on his sunglasses and was talking to Cap. Him and Cap are on good terms. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go fuck off and do my thing. This is your new facility. And Cap walks in the room and he
Oh,
goes,
got it.
Avengers.
Yes.
And it
Yeah,
cut.
yeah,
But
yeah,
he looked out and it was War Machine, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Vision.
Got it.
And I remember looking at that team. I was like, that is a Avengers movie I do not want to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they still have an uphill battle in a lot of ways. Black Panther, who I've made fun of for only being invulnerable to motorcycles for a long time, his movie trailer looks cool.
Motorcycles and Audis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those are the two that he can't.
Audi
they
ballad
can't
buttons,
kill.
he can't get
They
killed
can't.
by.
Innies or Audis. They got you on both.
So I'm
those.
excited to see more of that, I guess. You know what I mean? But it's still, I don't care about these people like I cared about Avengers, which isn't shocking, as I've had so long with the Phase 1 Marvel movies to drum it up. But I think
those new Avengers, that was just to set up Civil War, though, right? To have a side.
Sure, but I'm just saying that I feel like that's the problem of like pulling out the Avengers I already know and care about, and like here's the like even like watching the trailer for Infinity War, right? I'm just like, yeah, Scarlet Witch and Vision. Like I know that's a comic book thing. All right. Thought it was weird when he wouldn't let her leave the mansion or whatever, but it led to a cool confrontation. Like that was fine. But
well, here's the bigger question though. So they get the X-Men movies, right? Bring it back to the actual X-Men. Do they blow up that universe and completely recast?
Yes,
100%.
1,000%.
Do they? Because I don't know. Those movies they're not terrible.
They're too convoluted at this point.
Are they?
So my thing is the only way that they can bring over where they're at currently, like the actors and the universe they've been building, one of the 3 timelines they have now, which already that's too complicated, is if they're talking about an Avengers 4 kind of being this restart, right? Or like at least everything changes. Not that it's a restart. Everything changes. I think it's weird that we know a couple movies ahead of Avengers 4. Like the fact that we already know about a Spider-Man sequel is weird, and Guardians, but those are the only 2. And I think the reason for that is
Are you talking about 4? I'm sorry.
Yeah, after 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Very complicated.
And it's because Guardians, James Gunn just talks a lot. I don't think that was supposed to be announced. I think that was a mistake.
We love James Gunn.
And Spider-Man, like it's a Sony, like that's the Sony thing. So they're just getting ahead of that, and like so that had to be said. But when you look forward after that, it's like I wonder what the movies might kind of look like as it builds out, and if the MCU so far, I think without fail, everything has been based on a comic story. How much it is faithful to it, totally different question. But when you see their big major kind of setups now with Infinity War being Infinity Gauntlet, with Civil War obviously being Civil War, Age of Ultron being the Ultron saga and all that stuff, to get the X-Men involved, there would have to be some type of event, right?
Right.
Secret Wars is the big thing that they did in the 80s, and they recently did again, which was kind of like, let's blow up all the continuity, show that there has been a bunch of different realities going on at once. And if they were to do that, that would be an easy way to explain, oh yeah, the X-Men movies, they totally do exist in the Marvel universe, just in a different thing. But that's the best way to make that work to get them over. But I don't think they'll do that because it's too complicated.
It's the perfect. It is. I agree. The movies weren't bad. Like not all of them, but I think they've done a great job. But it's Fox's thing, and now is their chance to be like, all right, crack your knuckles. Like let's bring them in.
Yeah.
Let's cast a young Wolverine that's going to be with us for another 10 years. Let's cast all these different people. Let's build our own universe. And I mean, I don't know the Marvel storylines like you, right? But I feel like there could easily be a thing where it's Magneto and it's Xavier. And this whole time, Xavier has had his school for the gifted up north, right? In Connecticut. You know?
Yeah, upstate New York.
New York. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
He's up there and he's done, but it's been super low key. It's just him training these kids. There have been this like, your original X-Men or whatever. But the thing is that the mutant gene on this world that we're living in, right, is for the most part pretty latent. You know what I mean? It's the submissive gene, which isn't the right terminology, but I'm driving it with this one. Thank you. Recessive gene, right? But Magneto and Xavier do have the history and all that stuff, and Magneto's figured out a way to activate that gene. And like this doesn't jive with any Marvel storyline, I know, but like that could set up a universe thing, right? Of like, because I feel like with what we know going forward and like Captain Marvel and stuff, it seems like we're getting super out into space again. Yeah. And so I feel like you have to get Earth involved in a way that still makes people like me that care about the Earth stories more involved. And I think this would be a good one of Magneto's figured out how to use something like Cerebro, but we're not calling it Cerebro. We're dealing with that kind of shit to go and like, right, activate all these mutants. And suddenly there are all of these people with mutant powers that they have to deal with.
So an interesting thing in this, again, would be taking a storyline and kind of turning it on its head, but having the idea of it there is the House of M storyline that they did. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Geneva, right? Where it's all set on that island that he has.
And Scarlet Witch kind of went crazy and says no more mutants, and the mutants are just gone. But it could be something where it's like a reverse of that.
Genosha, excuse me,
where,
not Geneva.
Genosha. Yeah. Where like she brings the mutants, like because there needs to be something to explain. We've seen so many decades of MCU history that it'd be kind of weird that mutants have just been there and haven't been something people.
Well, that's the big
about.
hurdle to come over those because they can't call them mutants. They call them enhanced.
Well,
right?
Now they would though.
Now they get to be able to call them that, and so I think you definitely lean into that, and I don't know that we have to necessarily have a reason for that, but there needs to just be some small thing that sets off the sort of racial divide between mutants and non-mutants, and then the
that's
X-Men
the
have
thing,
to come.
right? Is that it would be a super traditional X-Men story
Yeah.
of it goes off, it pops off. There are mutants among us now. People see it. They're blowing up schools. They're
Right.
by
We didn't really
accident.
know it, but now is the time where we've discovered the term mutant, and that is something that's going
And
forward.
so there are these things in Congress and these debates of like mutant registry and all this other shit. And there's superheroes that are for it and superheroes that are against it. And not that we're doing Civil War again, but there are people falling into sides. And you get a great X-Men story of it is that gray area, right? Of like Magneto is a bad guy, but like when he's done well, you're like, oh, I totally fucking see where you're coming from. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of that has to do with, you know, the whole concentration camps and like his backstory there.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where the MCU is going to have the hardest time fitting mutants into this. Cause like, I feel like you can't take that away from Magneto and Professor X is their history going back that far. We've seen some of that in the MCU when it comes to like Howard Stark and Captain America time frames and all that shit. But like there's a big gap. Like we haven't seen anything besides like flashbacks in Iron Man 3 from like the 80s.
Sure, but we're also overthinking it in a way, right? Because, and I'm rusty, but like in the cinema universe, right? For even X-Men, Charles Xavier, Bryan Singer's first X-Men film, there was the thing that, there was all this history, but we didn't really know about them, right? This was their coming out party, X-Men #1. Like they had been in the shadows the whole time. Not to mention, you also give yourself some chance. I mean, you're dealing with Charles Xavier, right? A telepath.
Yeah.
You have so many awesome scenes you can do of the times that, no, they did show up and they were there in Civil War and they saved people and somebody saw him and he
Retcon the
had to
fuck outta
fucking
shit.
do this and he erased people's minds and
Yeah.
go this way and like he's kept them hidden, but now because Eric set off this thing, it's all happened and they have to come out and actually do this.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Hire me, Kevin. I'll write the damn thing.
the biggest
Hire him, Kevin.
goal for them will be to hit Avengers versus X-Men as
Yes.
a central
Fuck yeah, 100%.
Because that is the next big thing that they would be able to hit after they've already done both Avengers teaming up in 2012 and then Civil War. That's something everybody wanted. Now Infinity War, it's like, oh shit, how do you go bigger than that? It's Avengers versus X-Men. But
here's the thing.
there's no, and that would be, I think, the loosest adaptation of any of the comics we've seen so far. Because like that storyline, I mean, that involves a lot of continuity and backstory of things that we'll never get to, which I think is a good thing. But we need to set up the X-Men before we have that, and that would be Avengers 5, which would be way down the line.
Well, you can do other stuff in between it. I feel like
think you'd have to.
It's similar to
You
what we're
can't start
talking about
with that.
with Avengers and how long it took us to get to that first Avengers film. But now we're building towards X-Men versus Avengers, and you're sowing those seeds early on. And Spider-Man is on the side of, you know, the pro-mutant agenda or whatever, but then Aunt May is killed by a mutant, and like there's all this flip-flopping and we're you can write that part. Flip-flopping and changing of sides to get there.
I feel like they can't keep it too similar to Civil War, though.
I know.
Like I feel
it's
like they
tough.
really need to have something totally different.
There needs to be divided,
It
but
needs
like-
to be it needs to be Avengers versus X-Men. Whatever the big fight needs to be that.
Well, I guess they have to be like the renegades. You know what I mean? They're the off the books kind of guys.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah,
know.
there has to be the conflict, right?
Because
There has to be that big
we
conflict
respect
of-
and like the Avengers in this universe, most people, and then you'd have these mutants that we have a bad taste in our mouth because they've done a bunch of bad stuff, but this team of mutants did save them, but we still don't trust them. One of them's named Wolverine.
Well, that's the other question I have is like, do we need traditionally, and like Marvel doesn't fuck with this, right? They're really good at like introducing the characters at the right pace, doing the standalone movies first, and then building up to these things. But the question I look at is, I'm like, yes, a standalone Marvel or a Disney Marvel made Wolverine movie, sign me up. They'll do it. They'll knock that out of the park. I can't think of another X-Men that I really give a shit about enough to watch a standalone movie for.
Yeah.
We've already got Deadpool. Deadpool, you assume will just transition over with Ryan Reynolds.
That's interesting.
Right?
That is a very
I don't know.
interesting
Does
thing, what
he?
they would do with that.
I think they just keep. I think that's hilarious because then he can make jokes
Totally make
about
jokes about the whole thing.
The whole thing, and you have to have that, right?
Yeah.
You have to keep Ryan Reynolds though. You can't just recast that, otherwise it's going to be.
See, well, that's that.
He needs to be the guy that makes
since
fun
he
of
gets to do
everything.
everything. That'd be the fun thing of he's the only one who remembers the Fox universe.
Yeah.
And he is like, where the fuck is Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone's
Like,
like, who's Hugh Jackman?
who are you? You're not Wolverine. Yeah, exactly.
exactly. You're not. Wolverine was way older.
But what I don't necessarily
sing and dance
give a
too?
shit about is like, I don't need the Cyclops origin story, right? I don't need the Storm or the Beast stories. I just
Well, that's why if you did it right here and you activate these mutant genes in a way, you could just have it all be like, oh, what the fuck's going on? We're all figuring it out together.
Yeah,
Xavier's piecing it all together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I think that there would need to just be a X-Men movie, and they'll probably add some astonishing X-Men or like some.
Sure, yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. Like they
Thing in the
had a great idea with the first X-Men movie, right? Which was you're going to introduce the X-Men, but you're going to do it via the most fascinating character, which is Wolverine. And I think that's a great way to do it. I'd love to see them do that again to some degree, but
I don't know, man.
not cast.
I think
the people they cast
Wolverine's his own thing.
Go to your microphone. Go to your microphone. Go to your microphone.
Well, it's Rogan.
James off camera is telling us the deal.
Almost close.
We talked about the morning
Live
show.
breaking news. They're announcing it's almost
We are
done.
95% to the deal. That's what they're putting out there.
They heard your idea. Someone's watching on Patreon.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
just like,
Kevin's all
holy
over
shit,
it. Yeah.
get it in.
Greg Miller's behind this. Let's
The
go.
other thing cool is you have, and it's happening across the world, right? So in Latveria, there's this guy who all of a sudden is putting all these mutants into a concentration camp kind of
So
thing.
that's the thing. Now that Thanos, we've had 22 movies building up to this in a way. Like Doctor Doom needs to be the big one. You know,
Yeah.
like the next big threat that they have that the Avengers and X-Men team up to fight. And that is fucking awesome.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
I mean, it could be that or it could be Galactus.
Galactus. And then that's the other thing too is I want to see them put way more time into Silver Surfer. I know it sounds silly, but they could do so much with that character.
Well,
that,
they're going cosmic. I mean, that's the thing. Is like that's the
Power cosmic, baby.
Phase 4 is about to be cosmic with fucking.
I love it.
Now Thor Ragnarok and
Skrulls.
see, here's where this comes down to. I was thinking about it because before we did this topic, I was like, I want to actually think of real ways they can come in. The way that I think makes the most sense is to go a Secret Wars style thing where it does just combine universes. And now that they've introduced Jeff Goldblum's character, like kind of have him be a stand-in for. I forget the fucking name of the character that recently Kevin.
Access, the
Dude
guy who go
Collector.
between the DC and Marvel universes.
No, not that. The guy that like
Got his powers from a homeless guy's box.
that made Battle World happen and all that stuff, where it's like the ultimate universe in 616, and like combined all the universes and kind of made a best of
Okay.
situation. Huh?
MODOK.
Anyways, he does, and I feel like Jeff Goldblum's character, how he's been set up,
Yeah.
could be that for the MCU.
Okay.
It'd be a good stand-in, and it would make sense. And then that would be a way to like have the X-Men come in. It wouldn't be the X-Men we know from the Fox worlds, but they act as if they have been doing something forever. You know, it's kind of like Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I would
in a
love
lot
it
of
if they
ways.
could do that.
Where
I
it's
would
like,
love it if we could
there's
just
no origin
skip
story,
the origin
there's no
story
shit.
bullshit like we
The
did in
X-Men
Homecoming.
have existed in their own universe, in the Marvel universe, forever. They have all this shit going on. The school's
Right.
been a thing. They've had their conflicts,
Right.
whatever. Meanwhile, MCU is happening the way we do. Now, these are forced to collide in Secret Wars. They don't need to call it that. They can call it whatever the fuck they want.
Secret Wars is a dope title.
is
But
a
then
dope
that allows all of the cosmic shit to happen as well with the Guardians and Thor and Hulk and Captain Marvel, and they're clearly going in a direction where it's like this can't all be on Earth. Like we've already seen so much of that, you know.
Here's a question I have for you as big Marvel fan guy. Or biggest Marvel guy in the room. I don't mean to get you. I don't mean to get you in trouble.
I'm getting so much wrong here.
No, I know. But in Guardians 2, fantastic film. We get the Watchers and Stan Lee out on a rock. Do you think they will ever they'll get to a saturation point where they'll be like, let's not exactly what DC's doing where they're like, oh, we're gonna do, things that aren't in continuity, but we're gonna do a what if series of movies.
That'd be awesome.
And it is what if Wolverine killed Hulk and like that kind of shit.
I honestly believe that there's no chance that after Avengers 4, whatever they do, if they go a direction that I think they're going to, which is something like the Secret Wars thing, there's no way that everything is in continuity after that.
Yeah.
That introduces the idea that even within this universe, there's parallel universes, and that will happen.
That'd
We
be
will
awesome.
totally get, like, hopefully, eventually a Thor, not Thor, what am I talking about?
Wolverine
Hulk
versus
versus
Hulk.
Wolverine
Yeah.
that is not related to
Canon.
that. It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
this is what people want, give it to them.
Yeah.
You know?
God, that'd be awesome.
I mean,
what if
but-
books were so good?
I mean, Fox has already proven that these are something that can work, right? I mean, if you look at it at a very base level, like Deadpool has really nothing to do with the rest of the world, and it works, and people like that, and it's nice. Same with Logan, and same with the Wolverine back in the day. So there's no reason why they can't mess with that.
Well, technically, those are all in the same universe.
They are, but they don't really have anything to do with the main story plot, right?
Yeah.
Like nothing in those worlds affect what was happening before or after. So I don't know.
We better keep the thing I want them to figure out is keep bringing in all new Wolverine. You know what I mean? X-23. That'd be the one that would fucking suck about them buying Fox and being done with that universe would us not get that Laura movie. Because there's been rumors about it, you know what I mean? About picking up
Those are the type of rumors that I just totally don't believe, though.
See, is hungry for success in the comic book realm as Fox is. I do believe that that hit, and people are like, "Fuck, all right, let's try to." What would a Laura movie look like?
Yeah, I don't know, and we'll see. But I feel like you got to give a Wolverine, like the real Wolverine in the Marvel universe before you can do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, and that's what I'm
like,
saying.
The
Like,
different Iron Man and different Captain America. Yeah, we're probably going to see a lot of that stuff. What are the chances of the Winter Soldier becoming Captain America? Pretty high, eventually. At least donning the suit for a movie. Whatever it is.
yeah.
Do you think he cuts his hair then?
Yeah, he has to.
Stops having that Steven Seagal hair.
What about Falcon becoming Captain America?
That's another option.
Yeah.
For sure. But I feel like they've built up Winter Soldier.
What about Terrence Howard coming back to fight New Roadie?
No.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. Yeah.
That'll be the thing if they are like there's multiple
Like,
realities
fuck it.
and they fucking face off in War Machine armor like
Edward Norton comes back.
Don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah,
Eric Bana?
Bana's there too. He's like, hi, yeah, good day, mate. I'm like, okay, he's from New Zealand or whatever.
It's an exciting time.
Australia.
It's really crazy to look at it. And like what I was saying earlier, it's like there's 20 movies that they're thinking about. And the X-Men shit, I'm sure, would totally shake up a lot of that. And I think that that's something necessary to keep the shit going because honestly, how much more in continuity Marvel can you do before it just becomes totally jumbled just like comics?
Yeah.
Not much.
I'm both so fucking excited for Infinity War and also so like about it because it's gonna be 2.5 hours of just a
Spectacle.
cock tease, and then we're gonna get to the end. It's like, all right, see you in a year for answers. I'm like,
Yeah. Infinity War is not going to be a movie in the traditional sense. Infinity War is a spectacle event that everyone just joins up to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
it's gonna be awesome, but I would be happier. It sucks that you were already talking about how Avengers 4 is gonna be the thing where everything really changes, and that's great and that's awesome, and I can't the 20 movies, that's amazing, and I'm so proud and so I love these things, and I'm gonna watch one of the movies every week leading up to it. Like I'm totally in, and I'm stoked. It's just like, oh fuck. I just wish we were getting answers this time, not having to worry about it next time.
Well, we'll get a lot of answers this time, but then they'll totally undo them in the next one.
Yeah.
People are going to die in Infinity War.
Good, I'm glad.
People are going to come back in Infinity War 2
Watto.
or whatever they call it. Fuck yeah.
Disney.
At that point, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's forget Luke Skywalker. Han Solo died in episode 7. Fuck it. He's coming here.
Coming back.
God, I would hate that.
That would be
Yeah,
terrible.
that'd be cool.
That's
though,
not
right?
gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
You know there will be a Star Wars versus Marvel movie eventually.
Really?
Oh,
I doubt it.
yeah.
I
We're
don't
going that.
know.
We're just
It's
gonna be
happening.
Dark Horse Comics of movies now.
It might be, yeah. No, I honestly believe it. I don't think it'll be in the next 5 years. Don't think it'll be in the next 10 years.
Well, that's
next 15. Bet your bottom dollar.
That's the big thing that you have to start looking at, though, right? Like in the next 20 years. I mean, obviously, this is not going to slow down at all. At what point do we get to a point where we're like, oh, this is so confusing and convoluted that it just becomes comics? Where it's like new people are like, I don't even want to start watching those movies because I don't really want to give a shit about how that's all started.
I think Avengers 4 is that point.
And that's the point.
Yeah, and that's what they need to blow it up, and it needs to just be much more clear jump on points. We need to get issue 1s, the equivalent of issue 1s after in Avengers 4. Or else it's just like, that is way too much for people to understand. Because these actors are going away. Chris Evans and all them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he cannot be Captain America forever. I mean, Hugh Jackman was Wolverine forever.
He's a while.
20 years of Wolverine, man.
Yeah.
So
Chris Evans only going on 10 now. He got 10 more years. Robert Downey Jr. He could probably go in the next couple movies. I don't want to see him go, but I see him.
Don't want to see him go, but I'd love to watch him leave.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're
But I
talking
also
about.
see Robert Downey Jr. being like, I really love this role. I'll stay as long as they want me for it. But I don't know. I mean, it'd be probably better for the series if he, after the second Infinity War, he's gone.
Now you're willing to bet your bottom dollar, and I think this might be a topic unto itself one day. But I just want to know, betting your bottom dollar about this Star Wars Marvel crossover. Is DC going to buy I'm sorry, is Disney going to buy DC at some point? Wow.
I don't see I don't see how they're not thinking about that on some level strategically.
I mean, you got to imagine. I mean, like
Kevin Feige and Bob Iger and all those people over at Disney, they're like, what? Like they must be watching the Justice League, going like, just give it to us. Like let us have it.
The only thing to me that I think would hold it back, and I can't believe we're having a full topic today talking about how the X-Men are going to join the MCU.
Oh yeah.
Because a couple years ago it was like, there's no fucking chance of this happening.
But everyone kind of was like that. But that's not a no-brainer, right? Because obviously they belong in those two worlds together.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, why would Fox ever sell? X-Men movies do super well, always have. It's like there's no. Why would they get rid of
They're
these
not
things?
going to make $60 billion.
But so
You know how many X-Men movies they'd have to make $60 billion? A lot.
well, but
Good
it's
one.
not just
A
X-Men.
lot.
Like that.
I know, there's
where it
lots
gets
more
complicated.
to it,
There's a
but-
lot more to it, and that's why I think DC. There is a chance that it'll stay in Warner Brothers' hands for a long time.
You figure Warner Brothers, it would have to be about to go to business, right?
Fox has a whole bunch of shit going on. Warner Brothers is pretty focused on key things, and DC is a big part of those key things.
Yeah.
So I think it would take a lot more. If Warner Brothers didn't have Disney, what would Warner Brothers have?
Harry Potter.
It would have a couple things, but it's
Oh,
like
if it didn't have DC.
yes,
DC,
You
not
said
Disney.
Disney. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
We're getting confused. But like even there, it just rolls off your tongue. Disney, DC, it's kind of even the same thing.
Yeah.
Same syllables almost, right? I just think it would work. The bigger question
It's the
is,
same syllables.
I mean, I can't imagine that they're not thinking about it on some level.
But I mean,
I'm
what
sure
does that
Warner
mean?
Brothers.
What does that mean? I mean, I think about buying IGN. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No, but I think
Fucking
that
fire
Disney
Pear
goes
right away. Fire Marty.
Disney's smart though. Disney goes eventually we're gonna figure out a way to get Spider-Man back. They're gonna make that movie and it's profitable and it's great and everyone loves it, right? They're gonna get the X-Men movies and spoilers. They're gonna be good. They're gonna deliver because these guys know how to put teams together that deliver in the continuity of these universes.
Yeah.
I think that from a fan's perspective, I would love to see that. I would love to see these people who already have this set system of just banging out hits that are actually good take a crack at leading up to a Justice League movie like
Yeah,
that, you know?
100%.
And so when you look at it from that perspective, I don't think there's a fan out there, even the people that are vehemently defending Justice League, who wouldn't be like, all right, I'll concede to that. Like, I would be interested to see what that future looks like with Disney steering the ship. Once you think about that, someone at Disney's like, clearly these people would support that. How much is it going to take? And it's just a matter of money. $60 billion is a lot of fucking
It's a
money.
lot of money.
And Disney went like this. Hold on.
I got this.
There you go. We just shit out $60 billion for this. You know why? Because Star Wars probably makes that back for them in like 5 years.
The thing with DC that I think complicates what you're saying is the fact that what would that mean for just comics and superheroes in general, where it's like they're not going to keep them separate, but they can't put them together.
I think you keep them separate for a very long time and then build up to an event where you have some level of
But you talk
crossover.
about like Disney putting all these like different teams on the Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, first off, there's only so many teams that can like be put in different things.
Sure.
Second off, how do they, even within their own company, then differentiate the DC versus Marvel movies if they're different things?
Well, I think you have a whole cast of people that you're bringing in, right? You differentiate them by having it all lead up to Kevin Feige, right? He's the person. I mean, all they do is they have their sort of standards and practices, and they have their vendors that they work with. And Kevin Feige goes, "Cool, I like you guys as directors. I'm going to approve the script. You're not going to veer too far out of the lines, and we're going to go."
Well, I
that
guess that's
way."
my question then. Is Kevin Feige in charge
yeah,
of your
100%.
theoretical DC stuff?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
See, because to me, Kathleen Kennedy, Star Wars, cool. Kevin Feige, Marvel. We
cool.
need a strong other person at Disney then, if they bought DC, to be that for DC. Like, otherwise, they're just other superheroes in the Marvel universe.
Maybe, or I mean,
Zack Snyder.
Nailed it!
That's what we do. We bring him
no,
in.
I don't think they would. But like, okay, fine.
I
you
know,
want
I
to throw
know.
the name? Joss Whedon then comes in as executive producer of all
Doesn't
those.
he hate working with Marvel, though?
Did he?
Well, based on Avengers 2.
Yeah, I thought that was
They
like what
forced him to
soured
do
it.
that
was.
stupid
Well,
ass
I
Thor
mean,
scene.
and John Favreau talked about that too a lot because they pressed him into that was a different time. I think they have a lot more. I think they have their shit together a little bit more now than they did before.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm throwing out names theoretically speaking. The only other
Max
person I know
Landis.
that could potentially take the reins from that high level and do it would be Joss Whedon. And I feel like looking at that guy, giving him the DC leg of it. And I'm thinking you keep them separate because they've always been separate. But the fact of the matter is, they've always been separate doesn't mean they always should be separate. You know, for
Well, no,
fans,
but
there's two camps, but
You keep them separate, and I think I would do the same thing with comics. If keep them separate, but then build to Justice League versus Avengers. That there's going to Thanos and I mean, this is from storylines. You know, I mean, Thanos and Darkseid have opened up boom tubes to each other and can see what's going on. And
they're like,
plotting
holy
to
shit, we're the
wherever-
exact same person. I'm like, oh, it's like looking into a mirror. It's almost like we're competing properties.
If I live to a point where Justice League versus Avengers is like an official thing and Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat actually happens, I don't know. That
Well,
might
first
be
off,
it.
Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, way easier to make happen probably than
Still
Justice
has it.
League
Still
versus.
has it.
Who cares about Mortal Kombat as a movie series anymore?
No, I'm talking
He's
about
talking about video
movies.
games.
Oh, you're talking about the video games. Got it.
Yeah.
So I think you meant the movies. I was like, that's probably way easier to make happen than
Kristen
anything
Krug
else.
as Chun-Li. Why not?
Writes
you know?
itself.
Yeah.
All right, my topic.
Your topic.
We've had a lot of fun talking about comics and movies and kid things.
That's what we do here.
It's time to talk about adult things, not porno. Not porno.
Let me know when you want me to come out of the
When I
dugout,
want
you know what I mean?
take you off your leash.
Yeah, you want me to close this out for you?
Like Jackie Chan in The Collar. What's it called? The Collar. Jet Li in The Collar.
Okay, Jet Li the collar, Jackie Chan the tuxedo.
Oh, yeah, all right.
That's where we're going.
No. I want to talk about things that have always terrified you about being an adult and how far out from dealing with them you are and what's going on, because I'm living one right now.
No, what is it?
So take a walk with me, Nick Scarpino.
Hold on.
Put on your walking shoes.
There
Thank
it
you,
is.
buddy.
Oh,
There it is.
damn.
They're on.
They're nice.
Thank you.
Tim and
Vans.
I
They're Vans.
have been Virgin America credit card holders since basically the jump, since they introduced it.
So now you get ready to fly.
I'm sorry.
I'm about to live it on up in the sky.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
December 31st, big old Virgin America just becomes Alaska Airlines full bore.
Yeah, it sucks
They close
for you.
off the card. We got to move all our mileage points over, all this other garbage shit.
Say goodbye. I saw the headlines say goodbye to Elevate. Right?
Yeah,
Isn't that the
yeah.
Elevate?
I don't
So
think
sad.
is that what they're saying? And I know there's when you go to the site now, it's like, what are you going to do with your Elevate points? Like you got to do
better
something.
hurry the fuck up,
motherfucker.
motherfuckers.
So now this led to Tim and I having a long conversation.
crisis,
Of
really.
like, well, now what do we do for a credit card? We need to get another credit card. Do we go with American Express for rewards? Do we do something else for travel? Like, how do y'all do? Should I just go to a bank of them? You know, what all this
Right.
stuff all over the place. Nobody knows what. And basically, what I did is what you do all the time, where I just said, Tim, fix it, and I walked away. And Tim came back and said, this is the card we're going
fixed
with.
it.
He showed me his card. It's made of metal.
It's cool.
Really cool.
It's got great travel rewards. It's Chase cars. Like, all right, cool. That's fine. He sent me the link on over. He's like, yeah, it's great. I got approved like super quick. All this great stuff. Took like, 30 minutes or some shit.
Not even.
Yeah?
I just like filled out the thing and it was like, you're approved. You'll get your card. I'm like, shit.
I click on the link. I put in my information. I put in Jen in there because, obviously I need a card for her or whatever. Hit submit. And it's like, all right, cool. We'll let you know within 30 days by mail.
They'll
I
let
was
you
like-
know faster.
I was like, that
How long ago was
sucks.
that?
Just a couple days ago.
Yeah, they'll get back to you faster.
Wait for the story.
no.
You don't try to jump off the diving
no.
board before we get there, all right?
no.
So I submit it, tell Tim that, and he's like, that's a weird one, whatever. And then drank 20 LaCroix and walked away.
Doesn't sound like me.
Through the can at everyone.
I'm so jacked up on LaCroix.
There's no caffeine.
This is bubbly water.
It's just sparkling water.
Last night, I come home.
Yeah.
We've had a great day at work.
Yeah.
Business is going superbly.
Well, those always make me nervous.
We're planning. We had content was awesome yesterday. The business is doing great. We had conversations about that. We're talking about employee reviews and stuff like that. Cloud nine.
adults.
Everything's going really well for Kind of Funny. Come home, open the door. There's the letter from Chase. I'm like, great. Lift it up. Do the feel. No credit cards.
credit
inside.
card.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you, when I got my letter from
Heavy,
Chase,
huh?
that shit was heavy. I knew.
Open it up.
Yeah.
Pop it open. Dear Gregory Miller, we regret to inform you, you are not approved for this card because of the following reasons. And they put a bunch of black, really scary stuff in there of just like, you are delinquent on some payment, your debt ratio is not correct on this, your credit score. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Whoa.
Like, you always heard, be afraid of your credit score, or monitor your credit score, or go to Free Credit Karma and all these other fucking sites or whatever. And I've always been like, I pay my Virgin America card great. The Virgin America card came along at a great time when I was an adult, and it was very much like, oh, I can put it on, pay it off, get all the points, do all this crazy stuff. Not like when we were at IGN and I had the American Express card, which luckily wasn't tied to my credit. Where American Express would call me and be like, you haven't paid at all. And I'd be like, well, I haven't submitted my expenses in 6 months. And they're like, we're mad. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
They're like, we want that money.
But that isn't the problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? So it's got the, Equifax on there. I go to that site. I finally, and I don't even know anymore. It's 2017. I'm sure credit stuff has changed. But I remember in like classes about finances and stuff, they're like, don't you be afraid of your
Don't
credit.
check your credit,
Don't credit
'cause
too much,
it'll-
though. Because
yeah.
then it sees that it's getting checked and that'll hurt your credit. I'm like, this is a fucking stupid ass thing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real
It's
or not.
absolutely real.
Why?
That's how it works.
Why?
Because it's stupid. It's a dumb fucking thing. Anyways, I go in, I put all the information into the Equifax thing supplied to me by the credit card, pop it up. It's got it's a giant document listing my entire life of credit. I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm reading through it, and it's not bad. There's nothing really bad here. And it's like, there's the one of like, I don't have loans. I don't have a home.
Yeah.
I don't have a mortgage. I don't have a car payment. So like, it's all revolving credit, they call it, which is what their credit cards are or whatever. And it's like, you have 2 lines of credit thing. And I'm like, all right, look at it. And it's like, this is how much you have outstanding on it. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And then, because it was also, I hadn't paid off my Virgin America card yet. So there was a bunch on there. I didn't miss any payments, mind you. But it was like, your debt to credit ratio is like 63. And I'm like, See 3%. I'm like, I guess I should have paid this off before I applied for a card. Dumb on me. But what's
Right.
going? I'm like looking through. I'm like, that isn't bad enough to fuck me. What's going on? And I click on negative because it has like negative information. Negative information. Click over. A Bank of America card I had opened in college and stopped using in 2013 or 2013 or 2014 has a charge off of $69. Do you know what a charge off is?
I think to turn it off, maybe? Is that what it was?
A charge
You didn't
off,
cancel the card?
apparently, as I Google and try to figure all this stupid shit out, a charge off is basically I must have paid off the Bank of America card, cut it up to stop using it or whatever, right? And they charge me a late fee or a maintenance fee or some
Right, some
bullshit for
bullshit thing.
$69. But I wasn't getting statements anymore or anything to this thing or whatever. So it just sits there. And it goes on, you can see it on the credit report in 2013 or 2014 going from green, you owe this, and I'm getting the colors wrong, to yellow, to
Yeah.
red, to then just going to
Nuclear.
CO for years now, which just means charge off, which means basically Bank of America's like, well, this motherfucker's never going to pay us this much, so it's a charge off, which is basically like, this guy fucking sucks, don't ever give him a credit card.
Interesting, because I always thought, and I didn't know banks did that. That sucks. But I always thought that they would send it to a collector, like a collection agency.
thought so too, like
they
a
would buy
medical
the they buy the debt
Yeah.
for like less, and
Yeah.
then they just keep fucking hounding you until
Yeah.
you pay them back, and then you pay them like $100 or $200.
Exactly.
Whatever fucking extortion they get for you, and then
So
it's
this
gone.
slipped through the cracks. Now here's where it gets really weird because it slips through the cracks. I'm looking at this last night and I'm like, well, how the fuck did I get approved for the Bank of America card if this was a charge off problem thingamajig?
You mean the Visa, the Virgin card?
Correct. I apologize. How did I get approved for the Virgin
Like,
card?
it'd be
if I
pretty
had
fucked up if they gave you a credit card after that. Bank of America.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But I think there might have been the handoff period. But then on top of that, it says on the thing that it was reported 11/11/17, the charge off. Now, I don't know. I still haven't, like, this is welcome to my hell is what I'm saying basically on this one. Of just like, I'm out here. I don't really know what's fucking going on. I'm Googling. Jen's asking me questions about it as I'm learning. I'm like, I don't know, baby. I'm working on it. But maybe that's the last time Bank of America on the 11th of every month reports who has charge-off problems, and I'm in that camp, and that's where it came from. I can't imagine that they're just reporting it for the first time 4 years later or whatever.
random.
Not to mention that apparently charge-offs after 7 years just get blinked out of existence on your credit report anyway because this is all made-up fucking mumbo-jumbo.
Right.
Whatever. So I'm looking up on the internet then how to get rid of a charge-off because, I'll pay you the $69.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have
Take
given it
my
to you.
money.
I just didn't know at the time.
Right. Greg Miller pays his debts.
I do.
He's like a Lannister.
I call the number on the thing, Bank of America. I'm on hold for like 20 minutes, of course. But I'm fine. I'm just sitting there chilling out. You know what I mean?
Making some wings.
For the record, I'm cool as a cucumber this whole time. I'm not crybaby. I'm hurt, and I'm not crybaby angry either. I'm just like, oh man, this sucks, but I'll figure it out.
Very rare for Greg Miller.
Exactly. Well, I
To
mean,
not be on one end of those spectrums at any given moment.
my whole
let alone a customer service
the
call.
whole thought process behind this, right, is that I'm financially stable. You know what I mean? Even if tomorrow the credit cards went away, I can pay and be fine with everything I need to do. I just like the points and getting free stuff.
Yeah.
And so now it's like literally the problem here is that it's just going to be a hassle. In the way, hassle number one, getting this off my credit report. Hassle number two, trying to now not like, you know, since Jen can't work and can't have a job yet, thanks to immigration, like obviously she's just using my credit cards and stuff like that. So now I was going to put her on the new card right away because she's already on the Visa card. Now do I have to go to Citibank and I already have a credit card there I never use. Are they going to give me a hard time even though I already have the credit card?
They
about
probably
getting that on
won't.
it
They
and
probably
do
won't
this
because
thing?
you have an account tied to that.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be
But then
different
it's like,
there.
well, then I got to reapply for the card we want, apparently, but I should wait for the credit
Which
score
is
to
good.
settle, blah, blah, blah.
Which is very good because now you can use me as
I'll
a
use your referral
and
code.
I'll get a bonus.
Yeah.
Because I got him to do it. I didn't know there was a referral bonus. Like an
Always a
asshole.
referral bonus.
I would have got 10K
Always.
points. Now I can.
Is it one time or for everybody?
You can go do up to 5 people.
Oh, I was
so
gonna
you
say,
get up
we
to
just tweet
50K.
this out, get a million-
Oh, I know.
get a million
I've
points.
been thinking about it. I'm a
Anyways,
skinny-ass
call
bitch.
Bank of America last night. Finally get on the phone with a lovely lady. She's very nice.
Janine.
Janine is what we'll call her.
Shirley.
Janine Shirley is her name. And we're talking to Janine Shirley over here, and she's lovely. She understands. I think she's happy that I'm not mad because there's a number from the credit card about getting rejected for a credit
Sure.
card. Like
she's
and then-
getting nothing but fucking war.
People are
War all day.
And I'm like, I got this $69 there. I'll fucking send it. I'll give it to you right now. She's like, oh yeah. Well, she's like, to get it off your credit report, like we have to file wrote it down obviously, but something
Yeah.
we have to file a dispute with credit reporting agency or whatever. And so she puts me on hold again. Way too long. It's one of those where you go on hold, but like they just hit the mute button. So I'm just waiting. Finally, I had to be like after 5 minutes, like, are you
I
there?
was wondering, can they hear me?
Yeah, they can. Are you there? And she comes back. She's like, yeah, sorry, I'm just working on something. I'm going back on mute. Comes back after 5 minutes. She's like, listen, all I have to do is put in this, dispute thing here. It's easy, and then we'll work. We'll start the process of getting off your credit card. But like, my system's frozen, and I've rebooted it 3 times, and I just can't do it. She's like, you just got to call back later. I'm like, all right, no big deal. Thanks for your help. She's like, oh no, thanks for taking it stride. I'm like, whatever, blah, blah. But again, here I am, worried about suddenly. Now the silver lining, like I said, this is just an inconvenience, right?
Right.
It's not like I'm glad it happened now, rather than hey, Jen and I are buying a house. Let's get a mortgage. No, dude, your fucking credit sucks. What? $69? Are you fucking kidding me? I'll kill you. And then I pull out the gun. Then I go to jail for that.
Don't.
But while I'm there, I get badass tattoos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Right.
fucking crazy.
Just like the shocker tattoos.
Just like the shocker tattoo. Cool. But here I am talking about my credits. Yesterday, my biggest concerns, man, when am I going to get a chance to play Destiny this week?
Yeah.
Now here I am. I got to worry about my credit score. I'm going to have to fucking watch this credit score, but I can't check it too much.
No, you
Can't check my credit score too much, apparently.
Well, see, the thing, I know this is a chicken and the egg situation,
Sure.
but when you have this new fancy chase card,
Yeah.
you can check your credit anytime, and it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It's just on the website.
Well, see, they were, even the information I was looking at last night was talking about free Credit Karma or whatever, saying that one somehow
Doesn't
can get
do
around,
shit.
it can get around it. But I got to sign up for an account. I mean, I barely understand, anything. I don't want to give out any information on the line of these things. So here I am. I'm an adult now.
This is something that you just got to kind of get used to dealing with, right?
Okay.
And you kind of nailed it right at the beginning, right? Where this happens to me all the time. It's just part of life now.
Yeah.
Is that I'll be having the best day possible, and then I'll come home, like I did. I think it was like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. I'm like, today was fucking awesome. Like I legitimately walked through my door and I was like,
Spider-Man
what
3 dancing.
a fucking day. Look down to where my wife, a cute little basket my wife keeps the mail in, and I fucking saw it. Jury duty notice. And I'm like, motherfucker, right? Like
Yeah.
the better the day. And now some people think, oh, I don't want my day to be too good because then it's karmically I'm asking for bad things. That those people are me. I try not to think that way anymore because life it doesn't work that way, right? It doesn't flow in like good, then bad, then good. Sometimes you got a lot of good stuff going on, sometimes bad stuff, and then most of the time it's just a mixture of the both.
Sure.
But I think that to me is what being an adult is that you just have to be able to roll with the punches and take things in stride. Right. And thankfully, like the business is doing well enough so that when I get something like jury duty, I'm like, okay, well, worst case scenario, I have to sit in a jury for a week, right? But you guys, we're fine. Like you guys can deal without me for a week or whatever, yada, yada, yada. But my first instinct is always be like, oh, the fucking sky is falling.
Yeah.
The sky.
Why does God
Why do you
hate me?
hate me so much? Speaking of which, there's a spiky thing that's about to fall into my eyeball. We'll fix that after this.
I can get a nap you want.
It's a little push pin.
I'm tall.
And once you get it, be careful though. You got to push it into like the spike board. You got to push it in at an angle.
Oh, at an angle?
Yeah, just kind of keep it going.
It's not, this kind of funny shirt is an old one.
We'll fix it later. Don't worry about
I
it.
got it, Dad.
You got the other one?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. But that's the thing too. Is like part of, and I'm sure you've been married long enough now to know that that's
that
also.
one's coming down.
Well, that's fine. That one's fine. That's not gonna fall. That's fine. What are you doing?
I was seeing if there was one left there. Get it later. What I like, timeout real quick. Kevin, can you do Skycam, but also bring me a mirror to show the ceiling? Because what I like about
You want me to go?
what I like about the soundproofing on the ceiling.
I don't think we have a mirror.
Here's what we'll do. Hold on. Give me Skycam, and then I'm going to do a video or a photo
Smart.
video.
I'll
Yeah.
do it next to you so they'll get more.
Oh, that, all right.
I'll just
so there
not
you go.
do it.
See it? There you go,
Just
Kev.
sit here.
All right, hold on 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I know
Okay.
it seems like a lot. Just give me 2
What
seconds.
I like about the soundproof on the ceiling, and you'll enjoy
Give me
this
2
one.
seconds.
Are you going to enjoy this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that it reminds me a lot of
There it is.
in
There it is.
Beetlejuice. When Beetlejuice comes out of the diorama, says, "You was no good" or whatever, the
Yeah.
bug or whatever, and his hand pops through, and that looks like the green grass of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
does.
yeah. I love it. When we laid these out, part of the fun of the soundproofing is you lay them out in a pattern. You can lay them out all in one row or a checkered pattern, and I like the checkered
not?
pattern because it looks more pro.
Fun story. I put when we do the show. Sorry, another side to your
Go
thing.
for it.
When we do the show, I put my phone in do not disturb mode. I have 18 text messages, so somebody better be dead.
Is it about credit cards?
God, I
Please
hope
don't say
so.
that.
It's
Don't
not
say that. We're getting old,
Jury.
dude.
No,
You know what?
it's a bunch of different people. It's a bunch of different people.
A whole bunch
God.
of new shit going on.
Oh, Ryan Clements.
Hey, tell him I said hi.
I will. I'm not gonna answer now.
It's so funny, this topic for me, like hearing you guys talk about this, because like I feel like my dad, I don't know, I guess taught me about like how to deal with money and stuff. So like the whole being an adult and like managing money, like what?
To my defense, I know how to manage my money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but like,
Now, granted, all of the statues on his desk speak otherwise, but he actually is very
Those were all
responsible when
free
it comes to his money.
I have a
Free
bunch of toys on
statues.
my desk, and I'm really happy. Nick has nothing and wants to fucking punch the
I have
sun.
a fucking
I didn't have a credit card
Red,
until
I have
I
an
was.
empty Red Bull can on my desk, sir. How dare you?
Back to your. I'm sorry.
I didn't have a credit card until I was like, I want to say 21.
Yeah.
And I've never not paid everything off in full.
Well, see, that's why I like the American Express card, because it's not a credit card. You have to pay it off every month, which
Well,
is
okay,
nice.
but just do that. Like
I do.
The
If, like
American
my
Express card,
mentality
it's
with
dumb.
any credit card I've ever had is I have to pay it off every month.
yeah,
Well,
but
I mean,
some
I
people
do
aren't.
too, though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Is like I'm not.
Well, but when I was choosing credit card, the only thing I really cared about was like I was looking at all the other ones, and like the one I got was similar to Tim's. It's also from Chase that you can check your credit report, and like I've been checking my credit report. Like it's cool to see it because when I got that credit card, I had no credit.
Yeah.
So like it's cool to see the progression.
Sure.
You know.
Well, that's what sucks the
Yeah.
most because I was doing really well with that.
But like just because of my family situation growing up, my credit was really bad. And I never had a credit card, but just from other shit like Comcast and just dumb things. But then when I eventually got my job at IGN, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna actually get a credit card and like be
I'm an adult.
pretend to be an adult, whatever. And
Plus,
I went
they made you get a credit card at IGN.
What's up?
Plus, they also made us all get credit cards at IGN.
No, I came after that.
Oh, did you?
No, we
Okay.
didn't have to do that. I came after, or Kevin had the Chase card he's talking about. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that one too. I think it was the Chase Freedom card, and it's like, oh, that's a great one. I'm gonna get that. And I went to Chase to try to get it. And they're like, oh, dude, like, sorry, your credit score is not good enough. And it was because I was just starting off, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck. And I didn't even realize for such an entry level card that was a thing. I knew that'd be a thing for the crazy ass.
What do we talk?
expensive
Like,
ones.
what limit was on that original card? Do you remember? It was like $500 bucks.
like $1,000.
$1,000.
Well,
okay.
yeah, probably 1,000. But it was like there was a no annual fee. It was like not a premium card. So I was like, oh shit, like you can get declined even for
like a shitty card.
for shitty
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Even though I was like at that point my credit was horrible. It just wasn't good.
Sure.
But
It's actually
then
surprising though that they declined you because most credit card companies just love.
yeah, no. So I had to get a shitty Bank of America credit card because I banked at Bank of America.
Yeah, your monthly APR was
And-
like
and-
20%.
But like, see, that's the type of stuff that doesn't even affect me because I'm like, Kevin, pay the shit off. Like, I have my shit set to auto pay where it's just like popping off every fucking chance it gets.
Yeah, I think you
to-
still get charged interest though every month, right?
No.
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 How long until it
You
accrues
only
interest?
get charged interest on whatever is left, like the.
Oh, the leftover
Yeah.
balance. Got it. Okay.
So
yeah.
it's like if you just make sure that shit's gone, and like I have it set to auto, and I've never not checked every month, multiple times. I'll pop in to the website just to make sure that things.
Well,
are
but
going
that's the
through.
difference, right? And this is the thing. I mean, we're getting a little off topic, but going into credit card debt, like this is where it becomes really, really dangerous. Is like you should have a credit card as a tool, right? And you guys are using it as tools. Like I use mine as a tool to accrue points. I use it to buy bigger purchases, things that I know I can afford, but I maybe want to just spread out over like a month or two. Usually I just pay it off in a month, but mostly it's just for the points, right? Or just to have a backup of, oh shit, I got in trouble. I need to be able to put something on a card and not have it affect my bank balance, things like
For me,
that.
it's entirely the points. For me,
100%.
credit cards are my adult Tim Gettys scheme
Right.
game, where I'm just like, this card I have right now, I am fucking
And
loving.
the- and they count
Let me
on that,
recommend
right?
this to every motherfucker out there that has pretty good credit and is in a place where they're fine financially, can figure things out. The Chase Sapphire Reserve card, not the Prefer card.
Brought to you
That's
by
different.
Chase.
Reserve card is better than it. The thing that's crazy about it is as a $450 annual fee, which sounds like a lot. And let me tell you, that is a lot. But it gives you a $300 travel credit. So that counts for Ubers, that counts for airplanes, that counts for. I spent $300 on that shit.
No,
a
you
year,
guys are smart.
undeniably. So it's like then it brings it down to a $150 annual fee. That also pays for your TSA pre-check and global whatever, global entry and all this other stuff. Once it gets down to it, it's like you're actually not paying too much for it. Plus, when you start getting all the points, you're making money at the end of the day if you use it as
if you're
an everyday
traveling
thing.
a lot, if you're doing that,
You get 3 points on travel. You get 3 points on food. And when travel includes things like Uber,
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I got my American Express card before I knew that you guys were into this grand scheme of things, and I've always just trusted American Express, largely because, to be fair, their customer service is fucking amazing. If you have any problem, they go, no problem, we'll take care of it. Even if you're like, I'm not sure if this charge is supposed to be there, like, we will take it off, don't worry about it, and we will call them and figure it out. And if you have to pay it, you have to pay it. But don't worry about it right now.
that's I think that's modern
I think
credit
that's-
cards,
yeah,
though.
modern.
There
These
is
guys are
a
fucking
really nice
awesome, though.
American Express card that is equivalent to this one I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, it's just like for us, this card serves us better. And that's the thing is like everyone has different cards that serve them. But you should look, if you are interested in credit cards and scheming and doing points, this is the best card in the market right now.
For me, before I ever met Tim, I had wise words of wisdom on TV from Flavor Flav, who said, you got to pay your bills anyway. Put them on a credit card and get the points. And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. Flavor
That's a great
Flav.
idea.
That's how I use mine. I put everything on the Virgin
Yep, me
card
too.
that I would ever use. I stopped using debit cards because I put it all on the Virgin card and then just paid it
Pay it
off.
off.
Yeah.
And so the thing that sucks is you can't put rent on a credit card because that's so much money. And I thought so hard about how to scheme this and make it work. And it just never ends up being worth it because Venmo, you can just Venmo things, but when you use a credit card, you get a 3% charge. I've even done the math on that. I'm like, well, 3% of my rent, is it worth paying that to make up the points to get all the extra shit? It's not, unfortunately. But maybe one day.
I'm glad you thought about it.
I think a cautionary tale though is like there are dangers to this, right? And that when you're putting everything on the credit card, that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping that you let it slide a month. They're hoping that you overextend yourself. They're hoping that you get a little bit,
I wouldn't do this as a 21-year-old.
No,
but
I don't recommend. Like when I was in my 20s,
Be a smart 21-year-old.
like I didn't have a problem with debt, but I could see I had other friends that did, and it's because yes, you put all the stuff you need on the card, sure. But we should never be putting things on the credit card that you can't just afford to pay off.
Sure.
Right?
100%.
If you start,
Never owe anyone anything.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You shake your head, but there's plenty of people.
I understand. There's a lot of dumb kids out there.
A lot of people who are like, I really need that subwoofer for my car, or
Yeah,
that
for
stuff,
me,
or
it
the
was-
Alpine face thing that comes off. Let's just put on $2,000, $3,000, and then over the span of years, that costs them $5,000 because they never pay it off.
Yeah.
And that's the danger.
For me, it was always when I first got out to California and we were making nothing at IGN and trying to struggle to make it all happen. I remember every year running into the holidays and being like, all right, with the credit card, like balancing out the flights and then gifts for mom
Right.
and dad and then Aunt and Uncle Scott and then like these people can't get anything this year, blah, blah. But being on the thing of like, all right, cool, did it because I had to do all that stuff and then be like, I should clear it with money I get as Christmas gifts from people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I don't, then I'm in this part where suddenly there is this extra amount there.
That's a whole other topic about gift giving. That I think it's because we should actually probably do that as a topic later because I have very harsh.
Let me guess, you don't
opinions on that.
like required gift giving?
I don't like it.
Yeah, what a surprise.
I don't like it, and here's why. Because I think that for the most part, it's done out of goodness, right? People want to get you a gift, but inevitably you always feel like, well, I don't want to like cheap them on that. I want to get them something that's equal to value of whatever it is, right? So you're like, maybe we should set a monetary value, yada yada yada. But we just got so lazy at one point. I was just giving someone like a $50 gift card,
Yeah.
and they were just giving me a $50 gift card, and I was like, what is the fucking point of this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm nervous to give you a gift to begin with. We're just giving each other $50, so what is the fucking point? And then I'm almost 40. We don't have any kids are different. If you have kids, spoil the shit out of them. Like if I had a nephew right now, that motherfucker would get a PS4 Pro. I don't give a shit how.
Ooh-wee.
I don't care how old the kid is. They'd be like, the kid is 1 year old. I'd be like, Uncharted.
Yeah.
But when you're an adult,
totally with you.
spending time together is the most important thing because especially when
The
you have
best
40, you're
gift you
like,
can give.
I only got maybe 20, 30 years left on this planet. Let's maximize this.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
I live my life like it's a fucking jungle gym.
Curran's mom gave Curran $50 to buy
Yeah.
me a present, and my mom gave my mom gave me $50 to buy Curran a present.
Just
We
pocket the
both
money?
walked into EB Games.
Nice.
We both bought Prince of Persia. I got it on Xbox. He got it on PlayStation 2.
Yep, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
My
Nailed it,
mom bought
crushed
me
it.
Prince of Persia.
Later down the
When you
line,
really
they
do the
made
math on that.
the definitive Prince of Persia movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Thank
Did.
God.
Gemma
Thank
Arterton.
God they did that. Yeah. Nick,
Yeah.
what's your topic?
I think it was tattoos. Is that what we talked about?
It
that
was
was what we
tattoos.
talked
Yeah,
about.
Yeah, okay, cool. Sorry, it's been a long time. I thought the prank topic might have been mine, but now we're back to tattoos. Tattoos.
We can do potpourri back here too if you want to talk about whatever.
Tell us. We can talk about tattoos. We've talked about tattoos a lot. I see a lot of guys out there getting the smiley face tattoo
Hell yeah, you
on
do.
their arm. It looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I like tattoos, but I'm scared to get a tattoo.
Sure.
Because you guys know how fickle
totally
I am.
strikes me as who you are.
You know what I mean? Like, you guys know.
Is it fickle or flip-flopper?
It's that I change my opinion as it evolves, as it occurs to me to evolve, which is what most adults are allowed to do.
Birkenstocker.
Facts do change.
I'm a Birkenstocker. I love Birkenstock. I wear Birkenstocks right now if my wife
Wait,
would let
why
me.
is that? What is a Birkenstocker?
Like fancy flip-flops.
No, oh.
Term.
But you use it as
I
a
thought they were
verb.
just Birkenstocks.
Yeah, like you're flip-flopping.
Flip-flopping.
You're a fancy flip-flopper.
So, point of clarification. Birkenstock.
Clarified it for me,
Sandal, not a flip-flop. Just want you to know
Sandals,
that.
flip-flops. Synonyms.
Sandal.
Thongs.
And I would wear Birkenstocks. My wife bought a pair of shiny silver Birkenstocks. Loved them. And then I was like, hey, you should wear those Birkenstocks today. And she was like, no, they're not in style anymore. I don't wear them anymore. It was like a 6-month period. That's all I got.
Aren't they super comfortable?
They're so comfortable.
If we can
They're
take
made
a
of cork.
time out-
There's
Kevin.
nothing
Cork.
more fancy flip-flopping than that story.
If we
Your
can
wife fancy flip-flopped.
Oh no, my wife is fashion,
man.
is the
Fashion-
biggest flip. Of course, that's fashion.
It's in its design.
Fashion. The cool thing to do is like, oh, you think that was cool today? It's not cool
It
anymore.
ain't cool no more.
And who's to say? Who's the authority on
What
that?
is
What I really
Joe-
don't like? Bomber jackets being all in style.
Well, the problem we got to be careful with bomber jackets are nobody calls you and tells you when they go out of style. They're still in vogue.
Members
for sure.
only. No, that's not right.
The members only jacket came
Yeah.
back for a while.
Yeah.
and then it was gone. There was like
Yeah.
a 2-year period. Everyone's like, members only. That's
Windbreakers
great.
used to be the biggest thing going.
Well, now the big thing is like in San Francisco, at least, you see a lot of people with the pullover windbreakers from like the 90s that they get, like with the little half zipper that's
Oh,
used
like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
your
yeah.
costume in the Disney commercial?
exactly like that. Like I've seen those all over the place, and like I've seen vintage shops selling them and nude. I'm like, is this the next thing? Do I need to get on this bandwagon? Because they're comfy. They got the elastic band right here that you can kind of pull up, like when you're too full, like my Uncle Lou used to do. He'd be like,
Uncle
I'm
Lou!
gonna pull this up around here. So I don't know.
Real quick, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
While you take a breath. What is going on? Joey Noel ran into the room and started looking out the window and then keeps going back to the window.
There's a very fluffy dog outside.
Oh, Jesus.
Can you
God.
take a
There's
picture of
very
it
fluffy
and
dog out
show
There
me?
is a very fluffy dog outside. Is the commotion going on?
Kevin, can you turn on the outside cam for us?
I'm gonna pee.
No, I went around the corner.
Kevin, turn on the toilet cam as well while it's in peace.
You know, I've thought about, yeah, I've talked about it before.
Yeah, you've
on
talked
these
about
shows, right?
tattoos. Yeah.
I'd love to get the Kind of Funny logo there, but then I feel like I'd have to balance it out with something here.
The Kind of Funny Games logo.
I love the Kind of Funny Games logo. That's like too much.
No, you're not doing it.
That's too much. You know what I mean?
What's your you should get a little Superman symbol, maybe.
I don't like that either. I've thought about, and I think I mentioned this to Kevin, who got
Get Kevin's
and maybe
face.
it was Tim.
Get that
One of
pin
them
of Kevin
got
tattooed
mentioned,
on
and
you.
they were vehemently against it. I talked about getting Sutro Tower on my arm.
What is that?
It sounds like a Tim thing.
The Sutro Tower in the Bay Area.
Oh, do you have a strong connection to that, or is
Yeah,
that
it's
just
always like
represent?
true north. I
Okay.
love the fact that most of the time, wherever I am in the city, I can look over and
Well, if
see.
you really want to do that, you should get that Salesforce tower tattooed on your arm. It looks like a big, giant, glowing dildo. Wouldn't that be
Get
great?
Signore's Pizza
Dude, you
logo.
can see that fucking thing from everywhere.
Yeah.
It is so tall and so
Is
ugly.
that the one that's falling down?
No.
Isn't there one that's already like leaning
No.
or some shit?
That's the
That's the
Millennium.
millennial time. Millennium,
one is that?
millennium tail.
That's the one that Lexus lives in.
Yeah.
Does she know her building's falling down?
Yes.
Oh,
they're
100%.
well aware.
They can put a ball down and it just
It
rolls.
sucks, and unfortunately, it has devalued those
That's
apartments
not true.
greatly.
Yeah,
from what I
hell yeah, it
understand.
has. Yeah, but they're not gonna fall over.
but-
That's the
That-
downside. The
which-
upside is if you want
Hold
to
on.
rent in that place, you can get it for really cheap.
No, it's still not really cheap, Nick.
No, that's
But
unfortunate.
what is available is the penthouse, and I keep trying to get them to move.
Oh, they should. Their
But
place
is the building
fucking
going to
dope,
fall
though.
down one day?
No, I
Okay.
mean maybe they got top engineers working on
Oh,
it.
top men are working on
Top
it.
men on
Okay.
it. So
Top men.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, the only conversations I've had with people about this tower falling over have been with Kevin, whose information I trust because he's very well read, and Uber drivers, whose information I do not trust.
No, they
because
are
they're
not like-
oh, what they'll do is they'll go in there, they'll put giant bags underneath it, and they'll inflate them, and that'll work.
That
and I'm
sounds like that might actually work.
It sounds like it might work, but it also sounds like the rambling of a fucking insane person.
Sure.
Right? Which is
Yeah.
most.
Microchip guy.
Oh shit. Oh my god, my wife got out of an Uber the other day, and she was like, she texted me, "Oh, I just had the worst experience with an Uber driver." I'm like, "Oh god, what happened?" I'm thinking like, because she's had some bad experience. We've all had bad experiences with drivers. Good experiences too, but this one was not particularly good. Apparently, as she was getting out, some guy that was, I guess, in his 60s was like, "You're a really pretty girl," and she was like, "Oh."
The driver said
The driver said that to her, and she's like, I mean, my wife's pretty tough, so she's like, whatever. I'm not gonna like, it's
punched
not gonna
out the
like
glass.
bother me or whatever. But she's like, look, in this political climate, like she's like, I wanted to stop and be like, in this political climate in San Francisco, you cannot just randomly throw that out to people, right? Just putting it out there. But I think it was because she was getting her hair done or whatever, and they were talking about that.
Yeah.
So
He noticed that she wasn't wearing Birkenstocks that were out of style.
tell you one thing right now, my wife always on trend, always on trend,
Always on
bro.
trend.
You think it's on trend to have a denim jacket? Yes. Does she put the denim jacket over her shoulders instead of putting her little arms through them?
Little arms.
No, she doesn't do it. You know what? She keeps it right here, like she's some sort of like French aristocrat from the '60s. She's like, no, I won't. And big glasses. And I'm like, can you even see me? I don't want to look at you.
Where?
I don't wanna
What
look
kind
at
of? I need a jacket.
Let's get you denim, man. I'm thinking about going denim next. I'll tell you that right now.
I just bought a denim,
Canadian tuxedo.
Cool, Greg.
shirt.
Denim
Chambray.
jacket's
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Yeah, no
Denim
denim.
shirt. Oh,
Not
denim.
chambray, denim.
You love me in my North Face. He does love me in my North Face. He
Denim's
has
great.
two.
I think we
North
should get you a
Face guy.
denim jacket.
But like I have the
windbreaker.
windbreaker North Face, but I need something heavy because like I own.
Well, denim's
like,
not heavy.
It's
Denim's not warm.
cold, and so I'm wearing the sweatshirt, and then it's like too cold just for the sweatshirt
Think
I'm
about-
wearing. So I think about putting on a sweatshirt over that, but both are hooded sweatshirts. So that just doesn't make any sense.
Pea coats always
Look
in
at
style.
that pea coat. Tell me he, bro.
Always in style.
Hey,
I love me
can I
some
get a
pea
We can get you, if you want, we can look into getting you sort of a military style jacket,
Maybe
you know,
a
with the 4
furry
pockets.
jacket. Something
Yeah,
like it
maybe a
looks
furry
like,
jacket.
like you want to party.
Probably not a furry jacket though. Knowing Greg Miller's conservative style,
Yeah.
a giant Vin Diesel XXX jacket probably not going
It's
to be
just
the
that's the thing
cards.
is I just don't know. There doesn't seem like a good mid-range jacket for Greg Miller because he's from Chicago. I'm used to the big winter coat.
Well, whatever you do,
And then I do a sweatshirt. What was that, Joey?
I feel like there's a middle ground.
there's definitely.
I feel like I got to hit up my Stitch Fix person.
Yeah.
Get that, see what they got. Yeah, that's a good point actually.
You can get a hunting jacket. I have a hunting jacket.
I don't know what a hunting jacket is.
It's like it's slightly longer. It's
Yeah.
got the 4 pockets. You know,
Okay.
Pockets here,
Yeah,
pockets
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Little collar, with a little zipper, hood comes out.
Now
of it.
I need everybody in the room's honest reaction.
Yeah.
All right, honest reaction. Could I pull off a leather jacket?
No.
No, says
Maybe.
Kevin. Maybe.
No, I don't
Well,
think
so
you could.
Tim has
Why
that really
not?
cool varsity style jacket that looks kind of pleathery. Like, you know what I mean? It looks like
His
a bomber jacket, but
PlayStation
it
one?
doesn't have this, you know? They make leather jackets like that where it looks like a bomber jacket, but it doesn't have the pocket.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
got
jacket?
Oh yeah. So you can that's the jacket. I like that. I like those.
Yeah,
I like when they make leather jackets like
Well,
that.
this is a bomber jacket. It's just leather.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
Pleather.
sure. Oh,
This is
does
my
it have the
favorite
pocket?
jacket of
Does
all
it have the
time.
pocket
I
on
own
the
it
side
in
of it?
3
You
colors.
can't put it
My
on, but you
watch
love this.
suck.
This is please gif all that for me, everybody.
So
out
you
there
could do
watching.
something like this. I think you could pull that off.
I love this. Oh no.
You got a hole in it. You got yeah.
have
You're all in.
colors.
James is all in on it.
I'm a leather jacket.
Fuck.
James is a leather jacket person.
All right, put on Tim's
Okay.
leather jacket.
This isn't
Take
good.
it off. Let me put it on. I won't.
put it
I
on,
won't
see
stretch
what
it
it
out too
look
bad.
like.
with
I
my
don't
fat
think
face.
you can-
Plus,
I
it's your
don't think
favorite color, black.
That's true. We'll go with everything, and I could wear hoodies when it's cold.
Yep.
Underneath.
it. Yeah.
I think you pull that New York style off with that hoodie, that Lou Medina. I'm wearing some cool stuff style.
Nobody can pull off
it.
that.
think it looks great.
No, it doesn't. It makes
Yeah.
your head look huge.
Oh hell, you know what? This.
Well,
does
it's
look
too
good.
small for
What,
you.
It
looks
makes my
huge.
head look what?
Your head is huge.
Well, yeah, the jacket's not my size. It's a medium. I'm going
If
bigger than that.
you put a
think you look
balaclava
great.
on, you
Doesn't
could
look
rob
cool.
a convenience store and no one knows it's you.
It looks really good.
No,
I think it looks great.
really
That's a
good.
nice.
hate
Well,
it.
these jackets do so well. A couple of reasons
Suck it all
why.
in?
One, they give you a little extra space here and a little extra
Mike.
space where it counts down here. With
Mike.
the with the you get a little extra
Lead
space
up
because
for
of all
God.
the what's that?
Jesus, right?
Well, this is
Number
yeah,
four.
this is
Space for the
space
Holy
for
Ghost.
Jesus Day. So on what's the day before Christmas called? Christmas
Eve.
You know what I mean? When you eat a little too much, put that jacket on, you still feel good about
Sure.
yourself. Same with the pullover Uncle Lou sweatshirt that I want to get, or the windbreaker that I want to get.
Yeah.
You two people who are watching live on Patreon, screen cap this and send it to Jen and see if she approves.
I think it looks great.
Oh god.
No, now you fucking ruined it.
No, sorry, hold on. Then don't do that one. Do this one.
Yeah, it looks great.
That looks stupid.
Okay.
Looks good. Just please, for the love of God, don't get a traditional bomber jacket in either blue, gray, maroon,
Thank you.
or green. We all have those covered. We got you covered on
And then
those.
real quick, hold on. I'm sorry. Your wife's wearing leather
Mike.
jackets like with this arms over.
She does that sometimes. The denim, yeah.
Okay.
She'll do the denim like that sometimes.
It looks cool. I've seen it.
She did it to your wedding.
I've seen it. I can confirm
You
that
seen
looks
that
cool.
looks cool
yeah.
when that happens?
Yeah.
Just
My
like
wife's a
that.
big
Just
coat
like Tim is.
person.
She actually holds things too while she's wearing it. Just like that.
It's very fun. The
So
thing
I-
is, my wife always
Yes.
talks about this being in this city. You can never have the right coat though. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
That's why you layer up.
That's why you gotta layer up.
Fashion over function. Just understand you're going to be cold.
I just feel like I couldn't rock a tattoo.
See, I feel the same way too. I feel like I
Now
can't
we're
do
back
it.
to this.
The time has come and gone.
No,
for
I mean,
me to have gotten
you're
one.
kind of punk rock right now. Like you're an entrepreneur. You run your own fucking internet business. You got Kevin as an employee. Like he does
Punk
thy
rock.
bidding.
You almost got invited to the Warp Tour.
You almost got invited to Lollapalooza or the Warped
Nah,
Tour.
That's punk pocket best. You know what I'm trying to say, everybody. Calm down.
I think you could pull it off if you want. A small tasteful tattoo by a cool cool artist. I think you could do it.
I've told you before one of my
Tim
regrets,
could do a
right?
tattoo.
I've told you before one of my regrets about
Not
tattoos.
getting Portillo tattooed on your chest.
Of course, that number
When
one.
he dies, can you tattoo him? So when you go like this, you're just holding him.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What? If you remember,
Like the
at a
shirt you
DC
sold?
Universe online event I hosted at San Diego Comic-Con way before the game came out, when I
Okay.
was still working at IGN, I was hosting their shit, and I had Jim Lee draw on my arm, and he drew a Wonder Woman. And it was so awesome. I didn't expect it to be good. Like he sat there and did like a real Jim Lee sketch on my arm or whatever in Sharpie. And so it was Wonder Woman. I was like, fuck, I should ask for a Superman or Superboy. and then gone to a tattoo parlor that night and gotten that.
That would have been cool. I was gonna say, don't get Wonder Woman.
Woman.
You're not that big of a fan of Wonder Woman.
Exactly.
And no one knew if the Patty Jenkins movie was gonna be good or not.
We didn't even know
Thank
that.
God it was gonna
We
be
didn't
good.
even have that to look forward
Thank
to.
God they
even
saved the
world.
DC universe.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that. That's cool. But that's the thing too. Is like that's where you start getting into my neuroses of like, who's the artist going to be? Where's it going to be? Is it going to be centered on my arm? How do you choose centering? I don't understand all this stuff. And then I'm staying away from it. I'm saying I would drive the tattoo artist fucking nuts. I'd be like, let's do it one more time. Just one more time. Could we go back? Can we hit Control Z? Go back to what it was before. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Why haven't you got a tattoo?
I feel like, I mean, this goes back to a topic we did a couple weeks ago. I don't think I'm cool like that. Like, I just don't have that look. I can't like pull that off.
I think you, like if you had a Mickey Mouse or something cool tattooed on you.
Something cool.
Why
like a
would
Mickey
you
Mouse.
say that?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, pulling it out of thin air. Mickey Mouse, for instance.
It's funny
I mean.
because like it's my brother, for example. My brother looks cool. I don't look cool. He is what if I looked like him, I'd get tattoos. You know, I brought this up on the cool topic. G-Eazy, the rapper.
G-Eazy.
If I looked like him, I would have tattoos.
Yeah.
But I don't. If I lost 45 pounds.
45 pounds.
45
Is that what we're
pounds.
Are you cutting shit off with cleavers?
That's literally 45 pounds. That's when I'd be like, maybe I can, because I feel like it just looks best. Tattoos look best on that, like for my type of body frame. If I was real skinny,
Yeah, I mean-
you know? Eric Hart skinny. Eric
Yeah.
Hart would look cool with a fucking tattoo.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I have a bunch of ideas for tattoos, but none of them make me like I need that on my body.
That's the thing
You
too,
know?
is I think I do have that sort of like imprint in my brain of like the jacked dude, like The Rock looks fucking awesome with
That's the
tattoos.
thing.
His
Big, buff
physique
dude
looks
or
great.
skinny dude?
Or skinny hipster guy, right?
When you're
Got
just this kinda average
5'8",
ass
kind
lump.
of puddly guy like me, like a little puddly head. Like what am I gonna do? What am I
Where
gonna
are you
get?
gonna put the tattoo?
How is that gonna accentuate my physique
Yeah.
with the tattoo? That's just what I
That's
think.
my thing.
I don't
And
know.
if I was like thinner in that way, like I would totally either kind of go in or go all fucking.
See, I think you would-
sleeves are fucking cool. I want one
Sleeves
sleeve.
are cool.
One fucking sleeve.
damn
I
it.
want the Conor McGregor.
Well, because now, like, I like maybe 6 months ago decided, yeah, I want to get tattoos. I want to be fit and like actually have my whole arm sleeved. And I just now that Tim said it, I just feel like
Okay, well Tim didn't
I wanna
invent the
get those
sleeve. You're gonna
thoughts
be
out
okay.
there
I said this a
beforehand.
while ago too.
Jeff
See, you
Ramsey
see what
looks
I mean?
cool with tattoos.
Jeff Ramsey,
Jeff
but that's
Ramsey's
the thing.
really
that's
cool.
totally-
Actually, Kevin of all people, I think would look good with tattoos. It's like his style is chaos
I need to
anyway.
lose- I need to
Like, he
lose
specializes in chaos.
Yeah.
So like him getting any tattoo, I'd be like, that makes sense. Makes sense. Why did he get that? No one knows. You know, but it makes sense.
Did I tell you what I want the first one to be?
I hope
wanna
it's
know.
I hope it's Alyssa Milano.
No, it's the dark mark right here.
That's a cool tattoo.
Yeah.
That's a cool tattoo.
Yeah.
Snake, the snake
Paula
eater or the not
Won't
snake
let
eater.
me get it until I read all the Harry Potter books.
I would not get that
It's
until
fair.
I've read all the books.
Fair.
Why?
Because you're not gonna have nerd cred. People are gonna be like,
Who
fucking
gives a
poser.
shit? I've seen all the
Fucking
movies like 20
poser.
times.
You're not a real Harry Potter fan. Ask
don't
Cool
care.
Greg.
I don't care.
Cool Greg's such a fucking Harry Potter fan. He hasn't read the play yet.
No, he hasn't
Because
read
he
the
doesn't
last
want
book.
the
last book yet,
He hasn't
'cause he
read the
doesn't want it to
last
end.
book.
He doesn't
'cause
want it to
don't
end.
Which he's supposed to read. Now,
Before you go see the play.
If Cool Greg had the dark mark, I'd be like, that's dope. But we all know Cool Greg, probably not a Slytherin. I would guess you're Ravenclaw or Gryffindor.
Cool Greg
Greg's for
has
sure
a bunch of
Slytherin.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Can we show your tattoos off?
He said, yeah, I guess.
He's gonna-
And then
it
he came
revolves-
over here
yeah. 'Cause
he has
with
a lot
his
of tattoos.
cultural hoodie, which I appreciate and like. I don't
Yeah.
understand it, but I
Me
like it.
neither.
For those of you
Funny we were talking
listening,
about
the hoodie
hoodies, 'cause
says
yesterday,
cultural. It's not like
I hopped off the train downtown, right?
Yeah.
Sun's setting, all right? Sun's still out. It's setting, right? I have a hoodie on. Fucking freezing my ass off going to a store, buy this hoodie and put my hoodie over the hoodie. Walk outside, sunset. It's not even all that cold. I don't know what the fuck happened.
happens.
The
It
wind
happens.
just
The wind.
disappeared.
There's been a tornado here.
It's fucking bullshit.
in San Francisco.
But newest tattoo is my favorite tattoo. Gotta say that. Skate better. Now I'm playing Sasha Banks. How to
Skate
fucking do
better.
it for my guy.
See, if you got skate better, that'd be
well,
amazing.
skate better's
Oh,
on
and
my
Sasha
list.
Banks shirt.
That's probably
You
number
realize
one.
that.
Skate
Of
better.
anything
Where?
like
Where
that.
on your body
That's
do
the
you put
problem
that?
is I don't know.
Put it like just right on the
Put it
bicep.
on your heart with me, man. Shit. So we got Skate Better. That's my newest one.
That's
wait,
amazing.
hold on.
My-
Oh, wait, he's out of focus.
Nah, it's fine.
which was also that was Sasha Banks' tattoo.
That was her
Turned
signature.
into a
right.
Wait, what? Oh, I'm confused.
her
now.
signature.
It's Sasha Banks' signature over his heart.
Yeah.
Okay. My friend
Yeah, but
copied
he-
that and put it on here.
He can
can't
also
see-
say it's a skate better tattoo.
Greg,
Also,
keep
there's
this.
B. I turned
okay.
to Skate Better. We have the little lines right there. We can just fill it in.
Sure.
Right here, it's a Q and 5 quote from you guys know Q and 5. That's Tone Deaf's label. My man, Pac FM. He's a tagger as well and a rapper. My canvas is surface most people deem as worthless. I feel like that really sums up my life. You know what I'm saying? Got this tattoo for free as well. 2 free tattoos. And then these guys.
You
I
got
had
a
to
2
pay
for 1 tattoo?
Now I got
Two
it
for
free.
you.
Like this one was free, and then this one was free.
Oh, cool.
My friends do
Okay.
tattoos.
Because your boys do tattoos. Got it. I thought it was like a 2-for-1 deal I missed.
This one I did with my dad, like 3 weeks after he died. Said, I hope my kids remember me. That way I remember you. I love you, Dad. I don't think I'm gonna get any kids though, so this is a weird tat. But
You got a whole bunch of best friends. They'll remember you.
yeah, we'll figure it
And
out.
let's be honest, Kevin is kind of like our kid sometimes.
And this is for my dad as well. His favorite singer's Neil Young, Forever Young. My favorite rapper's Jay-Z, Forever Young, and he was dead. So I was like, Young, act like he's not or something. I don't know. Made sense.
So do you have? I love those. Do you have plans to continue it down to the left sleeve, like the whole arm?
Honestly, every tat I have, except for this one, because I had to run it by him for grammatic reasons. Like I didn't make sure I spelled everything right.
I would also
I
call Tim
literally
and
just-
Greg if I got anything that had to do with a sentence.
Yeah, I had
Sure.
a decision to get it, and we went and got it. Like it was like a really quick thing. So I don't really regret this because I like how it looks. There's so much.
No, I just mean, do you want to
know?
add more to it? Are you going to add more?
I'm getting a matching. I'm waiting for him to do that so we can get matching dark marks. I want to get it with him.
Hell yeah!
So you guys are going to go Dark Mark, not Deathly Hollows. Because a lot of people have the Deathly Hallows tattoo, and that's kind of that would be one on my list that I might get.
Well, I had to run it by Tim because you told the current one, right, with the beautiful.
Yeah. We
So
didn't
yeah,
talk about that
I was
here.
scared of that. I could not let that happen to me.
No regrets.
No. My,
Real quick before you go, can I read the tweet you're working on?
Oh yeah, man.
This tweet is in progress from Cool Greg. My pants don't fit right. I think my butt's too small. Never thought I would think that. For sure, never.
Greg, do some
Words to
slides.
live by, everyone. Words to
That's
live
gonna be
by.
my tattoo.
No, Skate Better has been the one that I've thought about a lot. There's this tone deaf imagery. There's like this weird seahorse thing with a baby in it, listening to headphones. I've thought about getting that as well, but I always said that I will not get that tattoo until that album comes out. It's been 13 years since it was announced, so I'm probably never getting that tattoo. Hakuna Matata is another thing that I've thought about. It means no worries for the rest of your day. It's
Right.
something I like to live by.
You do. Except you've been stressed out lately.
Sick Parvis Magna.
Yeah? Oh, nice.
Another one that I'm like very cool. A little played out though.
Sure. Yeah,
That's
a lot of
my
people have
problem.
that now, yeah.
But Uncharted, greatness from small beginnings. There's something very fucking cool about
Sure.
that. Like there's nothing cooler than the phrase greatness from small beginnings. And I'm like, here we are. We have all this shit. That's how I feel. I like that stuff.
I've thought about patapons.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't. I would want it to be going. Like, you'd think a landscape of patapons would be
Yeah.
cool, and it would be. But I'd rather have them stick with me being vertical, but there's no way to make that look cool. Because the game
No,
plays
you
out
want to
this
keep
way.
them. Yeah. You
Maybe
don't
I
wanna
just
do
get PSP on there. Maybe I got a Vita over here. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You
Dude,
got
let's
a beat
do
on
it. Let's
you.
go get
That'd be
tattoos.
fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
we're all set.
Come on, man.
There's another thing that I would never actually do, but I have thought about. And I've seen other people have it really nice. I don't like things when it's too like overly. Like I like the subtlety when it comes to the video games and stuff. Patapons are cool because they are just kind of like little stick dudes.
Yeah.
But and then also tribal tattoos. I would never get a tribal tattoo. But on some of these big buff dudes, I've seen all the evolutions. So it's like it's Eevee and Flareon and
These are Pokemon.
They're Pokemon,
Thank
but
you.
it's like
Thank
they're all
you.
the different elements. But they're all just like different types of little dogs. And in tribal style, it looks freaking really cool. If you Google Evolutions tattoos, you can see what I'm talking about. I couldn't pull it off, but I think it looks cool.
Interesting. Yeah. All right.
I ever see this one. It goes around the internet. I'm sure it's fake, but I want to believe it's true. Of the guy who has like the barcode on his hand, and he scans it at the Target, and it comes up Oreos. I want to believe that's.
That's
Oreos
fucking
barcode?
awesome.
I want to believe that's a real thing.
You want to get a
Made of
barcode on the back
Oreos?
of your neck like Hitman?
Hitman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like beep. And you're like Oreos.
Oreos.
Oreos. Special flavored Oreos.
You see, it is Fruity Pebbles, the mystery flavor.
Yeah, we fucking nailed it. Where's our
Where do we
check
get a
for
prize?
$50,000
I don't think we
or
ever
whatever it
applied.
is?
I'm sure.
What?
Yeah,
There was an application process?
Yeah, I don't think you just shot it out
They
on the
don't
internet.
just know.
Well, we really dropped the ball on that one. We would have made a lot of money. Oh well. What are we gonna do?
If you didn't know, this has been the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. What was that?
I don't like when it changes. It just scares me.
It's like a fun thing.
You
It's
throw
like
me off, and I'm
Batgirl,
like, when do I do the thing?
Same time as
Same
always.
time.
Nothing to
Can we
change.
do it again? Let me try it again.
No, you get a chance later.
All right, bye.
Bye. If you like that, you can head over to patreon.com/kindafunny. Get each and every episode early. How early, Tim?
You can be watching it right now.
Live.
That's right. First a buck, you can watch us record it.
Fuck, Tim zoned out for a second.
If you don't,
He's
if you
gonna
don't
cut
want
it.
to take advantage of the watching it live, it doesn't matter. The money helps us, so please think about donating over on patreon.com/kindafunny. If you got no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we put the entire show up topic by topic, day by day, until it goes live as one big video in MP3 the following Friday. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Thanks for watching the Game Over Greggy show, everybody. Click here to watch more episodes. I don't know. I've been drinking all day. Click here to subscribe. Here's the Patreon. And then right down there is the old Barramundi ad from Blue Apron. If these post out of order, that won't make sense. But if they post in order, guess what? Continuity.